midnight glory, heartbeat thumping, another story. Green and red, flashing voices loud, future kings standing on their cloud. Checking the charts with her AI, up we go, reaching for the sky. Every trade home never dies, on the edge as the numbers fly. Checking the charts, and tracking the charts, midnight glory. Time to re-in-awe, it's blending, mind on fire, never ending. Dreams of gold, relentless fight, push on through the endless night. Push on through the endless night. Push on through the endless night.
What's up, you guys? Good morning. Welcome to the stream. How are y'all doing today? Hey guys, what's going on? I didn't realize until I looked on my stream just now, my shirt is actually green. I forgot I own this green shirt. I thought I only had like black and white and brown. And I got a green one. Green color money. The green, the color of 7-week win streak. Let's go. What's up? Good morning. All right. Oh, yeah. Okay, you guys, let's roll it. Do some roll call quick. Set up the stream here. Had a long day yesterday, so I'm just now getting going. Construction project, backyard project. Having to do it all, man. It's such a hard life. Life is hard. Things are tough. All right. New thing. We have daily elite trader funding, directive funding giveaways every day now, which is crazy awesome. We're still giving away 315 accounts for the month. Celebrate our victory, first place BDH in the competition. Bum, 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 bum. You guys, all right. Good morning. Ryan Wade, DT, what's up? Market Vision, what's up? Serdar, what's up? Joe Fraser, Ghostly, Mark, Market Vision, Woot Woot, Lucas Eli, Daniel Morris, Twat Waffle. What's up? Good morning. Nice name. Ty Turner. Juan, Ryan, Bruce. What's up, everybody? What's up, Aiden? What's up, Trey? Gamma, hey, what's up, buddy? All right. Reading y'all's comments this morning, running through here. Today's range smaller than the previous day. I 100% fully agree. This is a very small range. We might get one dip, one pop. Take it, get it, run it. Slightly higher highs if possible. Like kind of like a slightly overlapping candle over yesterday, and then slightly higher. At least test the highs, try to break them. Probably pull back on it. We're not in the clear on volatility yet, so anything can happen. I don't think a big sell-off can happen, but it's like, again, we're near the edge, but I think still bullish again. So slightly higher highs. Yeah, I think I agree with all that. I should give a shout out to Ryan Wade. I'm gonna give Ryan Wade Pickle as his gift. He can take care of Pickle forever going forward. Ryan's the man. Remember to add you as a mod per discussion in Discord. Oh yeah, thank you. I got you, man. All right, feel free to rule with an iron fist. Let everybody know who holds the power here. Take no prisoners, my friend. Spam bots, be warned. Let them have it. Be ruthless, be cunning, be fair, but be a tyrant. Nice green shirt. Now I get a green shirt today. I know I owned a green shirt. I forgot that I keep forgetting I have the one green shirt. All right. All right. All right. Any hot, sexy Globex action? Oh, baby. Oh, yeah. No, dude, I'm up big time. Globex action. If you guys come to the boot camp, I'll explain my trade plan. You guys remember what I said in the boot camp? Hell yeah, I'm longing right at the open. I did. Literally the market open. I'm just spam longing. I long 10 contracts in 3 accounts. As you see, top middle of the screen. Took that little bump up. Open right at hedge pressure, monthly hedge pressure. Super simple. Right on point. Like the minute we open. Like I said, within the minute we opened, market was like basically on NASDAQ right here. I just basically like market all the first 2 or 3 minutes. I'm just like longing almost at all of my accounts. I was like long, and then market just pop. And then right here I closed out. Right there. And I didn't take anything else. Oh yeah, huge ups. So it's like 10, 11, 7, 12, 1, 13, 14, 15, 16. I'm already up 20K. And this is a 7-week win streak. I haven't lost my overall day in almost 2 months. Why'd I close there? I usually go for about 40 points if I can get it, and then I close out. On NASDAQ and S&P overnight, I try to get 20, 40 and 20, 40 and 10. Close it. So off the low, 309 up to 340. It was like getting 30. I was like, let me just wait for it to happen. And then that happened. I was like, ah, that sucks. And then that happened. I was like, oh, that sucks. And then it did this and then this and then this, and it looked like it was going to break the high. And then it consolidated for a while, which is like really weird. And I was like, you know what? That's about 40 points. And I think I literally closed like right here, like literally like right there. And then it did this pop and drop, like a minute, I think, before this happened, 2 minutes before that happened. So I could have gone like another 10 points or whatever, but this was just kind of like weirding me out. I was like, why is that going anywhere? I was like, yeah, that's about 40 points. I'm just gonna be greedy from here on out. And plus it was getting like closer to like 8 o'clock. So, you know, it's kind of sitting there for a while. Student discount, Giles. All right, I'll get you, man. Yeah, usually Discord. I usually get like 1 or 2 times a week to catch up on Discord, but I'll get you. I promise today. I'll get you guys. I had some stuff yesterday. So if its risk interval is 209.75, does mean the rectangle you drawn in the one example would be 210 points. Well, yeah, that's a big range, Jeff, but that's a risk interval is like when the market moves very quick or when the market's moving overnight. That's like our gauge. Let me show you what the risk interval looks like. Oh, the risk interval is fantastic. Like it's a, oops. So here, where did I put it? Oh, risk interval is like our main focus of what's going on behind the scenes. So daily chart, was it here? Here we go. All right, risk interval. When the market moves suddenly on an event or whatever, needs to move up a tier to find buyers and sellers, liquidity is tested along the risk interval. There's one there. There's a couple there. There's one there. There's one there. You see how the market kind of moves in that increment. It's how the autopilot on the Globex works to basically price the futures in step changes when the stocks are moving. It's a pretty cool little thing. This box of this distance, you can put it all day long everywhere. Oops, and that's not one there. But you can see that the market moves up and down that distance, up and down that distance, right? Even here, the big old crash right there is that distance as well, right? That's what the risk interval is. You can just see all day long the Nasdaq is like staying within some kind of range as it's moving, and then it gets shuffled around because of abnormal buying and selling. Liquidity is tested at the risk interval. Our algorithm calculates that distance in real time, and it's pretty much, we nail it. I mean, you can draw it all day long, like low to high that day, that area, that area, that area, that area, that area. It's pretty much where the autopilot sort of kicks in and keeps the Nasdaq from straying too far away from the stocks. And the S&P is the same way. And what it is it's just basically liquidity buffering. And like the market's falling and dealers are like padding the bid, and the market's rallying, dealers like padding the ass just to keep the market moving slowly to its place over time, rather than the market flipping out every single time there's a little bit of a buy or sell imbalance. So essentially they like pad the edges a little bit. It's pretty neat. What time frame is applied to? Don't think of time frames. Think of a general understanding of if the market's going up really quickly because of a buy imbalance, it's to make sure that the futures, like an example, if the stocks all moved, stocks are here, and then everybody, you know, bought a bunch of stocks, and now all the stock values are like there. And the futures are tracking the stock. So the minute the stock purchase is detected, futures, which are trading along here, have to make it to the new value. So if you know anything about step change math, which is like an engineering class I went to, like you're going to get like the futures are going to sort of like jump very quickly to get as ahead of the stocks or match the stocks as much as possible. But sometimes it can overshoot because you're squeezing a bunch of people. There's some like magic force that kind of like pushes it back on path to equal what it's supposed to be. So imagine like stocks are trucking along, all of a sudden people buy a bunch of stocks and futures have to like catch up really quick. The fact of like running very quick to price, it can overshoot, and there's always like something that sort of pulls it back in. There's buffering around a certain distance to sort of drive the futures price back on course, because it can trade independently based on its own supply and demand. But at the end of the day, the algorithms are pricing the bid and ask according to what the Nasdaq actually equals. But it can completely separate because of its own buying and its own squeezing and its own margin calls and whatever. So there's just like, you know, that distance is based on this program called SPAN, and the Globex participants, like the big market makers, are padding that distance and betting that the market sort of like gets back on path. It's arbitrage trading mostly. So anytime the market needs to move to find a new level, the Nasdaq typically moves in that distance. So if there's a buy imbalance, sell imbalance on any, it's not really time frames, it's just in general from like support to resistance. And so the neat thing about the risk interval is you can just like have fun with it. You can draw this box. The algo gives it to you. So we reverse engineered CME's own program on the Globex called SPAN. We figured out all the parameters inside of it a decade ago, and we give you those numbers in the table. Every futures contract you can do this trick with. So S&P's is 58.5 right here. Go check this out, man. I'm about to blow your mind. You go here. I think I have already drawn an S&P. 58.5, right? Let me delete that. So in the S&P, you get the same distance, right? It's like you can see when the market just sort of like jolts around very quickly. It loves that distance from top to bottom. It's such a cool thing that we found out. One of my earliest discoveries in, you know, reverse engineering stuff. This is the one. You see it dipped twice that distance. It popped up and came down that distance. You're going to see that whenever there's a catalyst, a news event or something, the market has to move suddenly. It usually moves exactly that distance before it stalls a little bit and then decides what's next. Liquidity is tested along that distance, especially overnight. And so it's a big part of the overnight as well. And you can just draw it. You can kind of see a little bit of symmetry where the market moves that distance or inside of it most of the time. Oops, that's a whole different thing. But over and over and over, it doesn't really span more than that distance in a single event. It always sort of like bottles it. And the boundaries are there and you can just see it millions of times. You know, there's a certain kind of like pattern to the way the markets move. And you can imagine it as like, we try to say is there's like the index is following the stocks, right? And the index is moving along and there is a sort of like a spring connecting the index futures to the index, and that's about how far the spring will stretch until it sort of like compresses back in. And the thing is that if you go beyond that distance very rapidly, the market sort of falls apart, like the spring breaks and everything kind of chaotically goes crazy. So like if you know stocks are going up rapidly, futures will have like a little bit of a spring right here, and as it continues to go up, the spring will sort of like, you know, stretch out. And the maximum stretch before shit hits the fan is that distance. If stocks move like more than that distance, you crash the market very quickly. So if you overwhelm that market maker buffering, then the market's losing its structure basically. And we use it for tons of little tricks. There's a million ways you can find a trade idea out of it. My first discovery. Is there a plan to automate red and yellow lines, dude? One day, yeah. One day. One day. All right, let's get the overnights. Baby, I think I'm up 20K today, something like that. This is I think week number 7. I haven't lost a trading day. It's been ridiculous. I haven't been counting, but it's been since the first week of September. My overall, between all my accounts, net sum was green. It's been ridiculous. And I won a trading contest in the middle of that. 25.35. It's been luck. It's been skill. It's been a lot of everything. Oh, I have it already on here. 25.035, which is here. So today's play, I was actually longing at 25.324. We opened at hedge pressure. If you guys are in my boot camp, the first thing I do at the end of every boot camp is tell people my trade plan overnight. And I told people, since weekly hedge pressure was here, the first thing I told everybody was, oh my God, I'm longing right at the open. And I did. 3 of my accounts, I longed 10 contracts each. I was going ham on those things. And I was going to stop with a 40-point loss. As we dipped further, I added in a few more, including all of my straight to fundeds and Tradeify. And then I traded right up to here and closed out. And then went and did my thing. Pretty simple, easy setup. It was a long up open. You can see over here liquidity maps. The long up open is usually just that blue bounce is always a trade. So blue is literally right there. I love the long ups. I just long at the open usually, which is a pretty solid play. And I was pretty ham because these accounts I'm going for Funded X's biggest payout they've ever had. So I want to be the record holder. And it should be sometime next month that I get there. The bar keeps moving though. I hear I'm going to make 150K payout now, which means I either got to trade 30 winning days to make 150K or I need to make 300K before that and take out half. And the combination between like all those accounts, I'm going to ask them what they consider a payout. Is it like a single account that makes that much? So I'm going to say like the people that got 125 or 30K payout, was it one account or multiple accounts? If it's multiple accounts, I might be able to get there next week. Yeah. So that's what I'm thinking. Well, I let you know if it's along at the open again. In the boot camp, I always tell people my trade plan. I don't really like make part of my focus and my Discord call outs. That's the one thing I've always kind of been against. You know, as much as it's kind of like standard out there, a lot of these guys that have Discords and stuff, they're like, follow my trades, here's what I do. I kind of have this like moral obligation to not do that. But in the boot camp, I do discuss a trade plan that I'm planning. That's the only time I hint at what I'm doing overnight is at the end of the boot camp. So in Discord, I don't really participate and post my plays or anything. Can I run a test on Fund X to see if there's commissions or there are any price issues? All your trades of 500 TP and up 300 plus. Are you sure, John, that you're trading the right month? Because you could be selling and losing 200 bucks because of the bid-ask spread if you're on the wrong month. There are commissions, and most prop firms, there are commissions on every trade, but 200 bucks out of 500, it sounds a little abnormal. What you should do is video yourself making a trade and then take that video, send it to me, I'll look at it. Like showing the DOM and everything. That's odd. That shouldn't be happening. That's too much. Where's the blue line? I've deleted it because it's like literally right here. I just have the orange one drawn. The blue line is up here. Usually I consider the blue line very sparingly into like maybe one trade. It's not a big deciding factor of the market. Or since we're on the edge, I really care more about the monthly, just to see if we're going to start off really bullish or not. Bullish or bearish this morning? Bullish. Yeah. So I think that we end up today, not a big run up day. I would say that the best I can hope for today, so we are pressing and testing highs again, you know, the best I'm going to hope for today is like a range kind of like this, maybe here, maybe there. Like, I think, honestly, I think Gamma said the same thing. I don't think that this is a breakout day. It could be, but I really think it's more of like bisecting this top half of yesterday, maybe slightly higher, maybe slightly lower. It would be the weirdest thing for that to happen. Like after everything we've been through in VIX is in decay, I think we walk into VIX expiration, which is tomorrow morning, kind of like chill and non-volatile, meaning that the volatility is less, meaning the range is probably smaller than this. So I don't think we break out a distance greater than that with VIX in decay. So, you know, if we break out, it's like kind of capped like that. If we sell off, it's probably just bisect or retracing half of that and kind of sitting there. What I think that we're going to get today is one really good dip or one really good pop. I don't think it's going to run in either direction. So usually these kind of days, what I do is, especially on flat opens, which I don't like, you guys will know, I always tell you, if S&P opens within 10 points of yesterday's close and Nasdaq within 40, it's a flat open. In flat opens, we don't really trust resilience or anything to give us a solid indicator unless it's like 70%, 80% the upside. Okay. If it's roughly like 50s or less, it can go either direction. Stocks flip-flopping across the boundary makes resilience jump all over the place. So I don't use that as a strong indicator, and that really is sort of my confluence too long at the open. So usually when it's a flat open, I usually wait. I give the market some time to define itself. If I miss out on this amazing little pop that rallies, then I miss out on whatever trade I'm going to get. But likely in this kind of environment, I like to let it dip to whatever pivots we get and let it ride. Now, because this is the new options month as well, remember options month starts on the 4th Monday of every month. Monday was the first day of the new month. Right. And because of that, monthly hedge pressure is way down here off the chart. So likely we're going to open with another BLU. DD ratio closed at 85% yesterday. It's probably going to be the same today as the market didn't sell off. We are way above MHP. DD ratio is good. And on monthly maps are way up in the bull territory. So I'm going to guess that the greater market indicators, all three of them, if you guys pay attention to what we teach, all three of them are bullish. How many does it take for me to be a bull class? Guys remember the number there? Boot campers? Only takes one, baby. Just one. To be a bull, and it just takes one. So I got one. All three of them are likely to be bullish. I'm nice and bullish. Now, it doesn't mean I'm going to bag hold as the market crashes. If it does, remember, this little V-shaped thing can easily be the start of something bad. We do look okay for now. I mean, we're deep in the bull territory in that pocket, so we should be all right. But I won't discount anything. Remember, this is kind of like a weird environment that we're in. The market like exploded on that volatility, right? I would chalk a lot of that up into insider trading. I feel like the idea that we all learned this in my boot camp is that VIX hovered above its contango midpoint. We're going to get a new number tonight, by the way. So remember, tonight I'm going to be supplying you guys with a brand new number. It lasts all month. The idea that VIX, was in contango and didn't do any decaying was weird. And all month we were like, this is weird, man. It's not going anywhere. So we're either winding up for a big sell-off this month or something next month. But this is not usual. It's been since 2019 since we've seen the VIX with structure like this. I went and looked it up. And that's not normal. And then the market just kind of did that, and then that, and then that, and then that was not normal. We're like, what the hell is going on here, right? And then we kind of exploded, right? This is probably insider trading leading up into the Trump and China stuff, and I think, there's a lot of people loading up on some VIX. They knew something was coming, and then they took their, hundreds of millions and they ran away, and it's done. Usually, stuff like this doesn't repeat unless there's some kind of progressive sort of heat on the market. This is more likely to probably decay. This is the last day of the trading month before VIX options expire. So VIX options are going to expire today and roll over tomorrow morning, or expire tomorrow morning. And VIX futures are going to roll over tonight during Globe Exchange. So, VIX just clean decay there is a good sign. We go get some bullishness, baby. We go get some bullishness today. Hopefully so. So I'm gonna buy every dip, which I'm loving. I'll be looking for hedge pressures on the dip. I won't probably be long at the open. They're opening so flat here, but I'd like to get some dips on the dip. I'm gonna grab the longs. It should be nice. It will be nice. So what I might do is long at the open in just one account. Just one account, maybe. Let me be able to check this. Oops. Okay, so that one's good. This one's good. Okay, cool. I don't know. What do you guys think? Oh, Gamma said correct, Matt. So I think Gamma feels the same way. Nice, clean inside day. Maybe a dip, maybe a pop, maybe just one of each. Maybe some lower lows, maybe some higher highs. But I don't think that we're going to get too far, because I really do think the volatility is going to contract in the close. So, whatever we end up getting to, sort of spike volatility might be temporary. The best A+ setups clearly would be like if the market dips down to this DD band, obviously always long there. Do you target 40 points and 10 S&P? Yeah, overnight, not pivot to pivot. I don't try to be greedy overnight. I try to take usually 1-to-1. I'm usually more right than wrong on especially the long ups. So I rely on like 1-to-1 trades to get out quickly, so I'm not susceptible to like many, catalysts and stuff overnight. And plus I don't have to trade all night. And I usually try to get about 40 points in NASDAQ and call it. Since I don't have good overnight targets to exit on other than a full DD stretch, it's not likely we're going to get that. So I usually just take like 40 points on the rip and close it. One strike. Is it normal to fall into the bearish monthly maps and bounce back quickly, Mike? No, it's not. That's exaggerated with Trump. You nailed it. The market is a little shy right now because the government shutdown is preventing a lot of the good reports from coming out, right? We're not getting a lot of good news data reports that are keeping the market floating. So the market's like sort of in this weird, fucking teenage years where it's like awkward and weird and doesn't know what to happen. There's like thousands of good news reports that can come out at any moment, but the government shutdowns prevented the bulls from getting their bull food. You know what I mean? My stop loss also 10 and 40 Pedram. Overnight, I just go for pretty much 1-to-1s. How do you link Rocket account with CQG data? You can go to the website and you can talk to the AI bot, or you can go to our Discord and talk to Slack. They'll help you get it. You get a brokerage account with any broker that works with CQG, and you just connect it here. Most people here use AMP, but if you need further steps, just go into the couple of outlets to help you out. I mentioned. Thank you, so emo. How's the niche share competition? I'm in round 2. I didn't sign up quick enough for the first round. So when I tried to sign up for it, it was already full. So I got into the second one, which I think starts in a week. dude, that competition is sort of like, I love Ninja Trader, I love Trade-A-Bait, but man, I'm gonna tell you, that competition is pretty jacked. It's pretty sketch. Like, one day is all the qualifier is. You can trade 3 micros up to 5 different contracts, or 3 micros and 5 different products. So it's a 1-day YOLO competition, man. That's it. Looks like you can re-enter the next round. Oh, really? I don't think that, like, I think that the more appropriate victory that would mean more would probably be the Tradeify one, because there's a lot at stake at that one. And there's a lot of people entering, and it's like team versus team. You guys make sure if you enter the Tradeify one, you need to enter using, you know, code Rocket Scooters that you're on our team. We don't get commissions for the ambassador thing, by the way, but it's team versus team, kind of like The Voice. And I want our team to go in there and beat everybody else, like to show that we're like the best trading crew on the planet. So yeah, the Ninja would be kind of nice. The qualifier, when you have to make it to like the top 10% or something on one day, it's like you get 1 day, and if you pick the trade wrong, then you bust. It's like, couldn't they make it at least 5 days? You know, I was kind of like, when I saw yesterday that was only 1 day long, I was a little disappointed. So it's a dice roll. Like, you get that trade right or wrong, and you got to hit it hard. So my best bet is to just hit along at the open on Monday. And just a couple of contracts, and if the market dips, then hold my breath and hit it hard with everything else. If the market rallies and breaks the opening range, I'll just pile in YOLO full port long to the long side. Hopefully it's not volatile market. We'll see on Tuesday, right? Hopefully VIX is below triple B that day, and Monday's just a long at the open kind of day. It's 1 day and 3 minis. That's 3 micros, right? Not 3 minis. Gonna eat your Wheaties every morning, candles. Oh, dude, I gotta get with you, man. My birthday weekend was this weekend. I got behind on all my stuff. All right, you guys. Whew, you ready to go? If you didn't put the code in and you want to get on our team, just talk to customer service and tell them you want to be on our team. Our team is absolutely gonna win. They're gonna have leaderboards. They said they're gonna add a leaderboard, team versus team, so that we could see which of the quote unquote influencers have the best performing community. You know, hopefully one of us wins that tournament, but what really matters to me is that our team is, you know, top 20, top 30. It's all us. You know what I mean? Oh, they changed it to the dashboard. Serena said, okay, cool. So check your dashboard and you can change it there. Sir Darb said that too. Okay, cool. Yeah, change your team to the dashboard. Let's go. How many are on the team so far? I don't know that answer yet. But I think, you know, I think we might have 500,000 people sign up for sure. From our community. Our community is pretty big, so I would assume it's 500 at least. Yellow line still in play from last night? Oh, yes. Thank you. I should take note of that. It is 25,206. I need to mark that on the chart because it is nearby. Do 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 do. All right, I'm gonna risk it by opening in 1 account at the open. Just 1 account at the open. I'm gonna get along right now on that account, okay? And then, all right. So I'm taking the initial trade. I'm long in 1 at the open right now, just to have 1 contract, 1 account, and on one of these ones that haven't been touched yet, the 0. I'm sorry, 2 contracts. I'm gonna be a little risky on that one. 2 contracts, 1 account. Sorry. I meant to do 1, but I think it was pre-programmed to 2, so I'm gonna commit. And then everything else flat, I'm gonna buy the dip on if it does move to the downside. Ayo, you're gonna join Team Rock Scooter? Buddy, I appreciate you, man. Thank you. It's going to be fun. All I want to do is, you know, there's a lot of big name influencers on there. I want to show everybody, you know, whose style is the best, not just who the best trader is, but, you know, who has the best style. All right, so we're opening flat. We know we're opening flat. Take resilience with the grain of salt. It is 50, but watch, it will flip-flop very quickly in both directions. So just kind of like, be careful. It's only 20 in NASDAQ, so... I'm going to hold off in this account. I just grabbed it with those 2 contracts in one account, which could be, you know, the account has plenty of buffer, so I'm okay with it. Whatever dip I get, I'm going to buy. So I'm pretty much holding off on everything else, just waiting for our data to come through. Okay, so resilience just flipped to -10, -30, right? So remember, you're going to flip-flop a lot here because the market's opening flat. I think that today's trading day, at best, if there is a pop, I don't think we're going to rally really high. I think we might expand the range a little bit, but then contract it by the end of the day. So that means is we either get lower lows and we're back in, or higher highs and back in. And I really think we end up like this. VIX expires tomorrow morning. Monthly options do. So I don't think it's going to be a big run out after everything we had. Oh, let's look at this. Bull zone bottom. Yes, every single time setup. Great. All right, let's grab some S&P right here on this dip here. Let me try this with one. Some of these accounts at max profits, so I don't know. Yeah, this one is already maxed out. Let me do this one. Are you the one? You were also maxed out. Are you the one? Okay. All right, let me do ES1 contract, ES1 account right here, just to buy it at bull zone. I got in a little late because I was fumbling there. So here, I'm going to buy here and here, A+, A+. So on this one, I got A+ off of that. I got better A+ here. So this will be great. So this is that lower low I'm talking about. That to that, that's a long. I'm going to hold for the drawdown for those 10 points. Should be fine there. And I'm going to grab that dip. All right, so let me add one contract, one account in another of my fund and next accounts here. Keep it light, keep it friendly. And let me add one there. Let me do... Cool. So if we break lower lows, it's absolutely fine. NASDAQ doesn't have any A+ setups here, but NASDAQ does have liquidity pocket to break to the upside. So if we do somehow S&P or whatever bounces here, the range is probably 220 at the best to the downside, all the way to there. And that is that range I was sort of talking about. So we have a liquidity pocket there in S&P. We have a bull zone top there, and exactly what Gam and I were predicting this morning looks like it's going to happen. So pick a direction, right? This is kind of the middle. So I'm going to kind of take it light. One contract just as a tester right here on the edge. So move up to there, move down to there. So today's range, I'm going to take a guess, is 220 to 360, and that's it. We're going to probably hit that, do this, do that, and then probably end up maybe there. Only a guess. We are in an illiquidity pocket, so market can move very rapidly through this range. So IPs are when bear zone and bull zone are above each other. It moves very quickly. Let me double check VIX as well. So we are kind of there on the edge. Let's grab some S&Ps right here at bull zone bottom every single time. Let's grab a couple more here. Perfect. All right, I longed S&P in 3 more accounts. I just grabbed one here. Let's do 2. Perfect. Okay. Gonna let her rip. All right, S&P has nothing nearby. DD ratio up to there. So we're about 80 points higher. So yeah, I just grabbed the bull zone bottom every single time right here at bull zone. I love this trade. Resilience is slightly positive-ish on S&P, slightly negative NASDAQ. So it's going to fight here a little bit, but it's probably going to give up pretty soon. This is probably a winning trade. Bull up to the upside. Liquidity map, all good, all good. This one's a little odd because it's in an IP, but it's still a bull long up, just like all the others. Just all your A+ is like way down there, though. I hit that bull zone every single time, you guys. Hold on. Oops. Oops. All right, lucky headbands on. Market don't die today. Don't die today. Add it one more short. Gamma, no! Gamma, no! Don't scare me like that. Gamma's probably right at some point. But what? Oh, Gamma's gonna short. That's a bad omen. I should get out of my long. Single time. A plus at every single time, 90% of days. Stay above bull zone, open above bull zone. A plus is a 90%er. Perfect conditions. Gamma short. Now I'm scared. DD ratio is good. Hopefully we hang in there. The best I can hope for is, now again, this is a bull bear sandwich. You guys know this one, the RB's trade. When you press into bear zone, it goes all the way to bull zone, and that's the exit. That's it. No, Gamma, no. He's not wrong. I think the market's not gonna be that defining. Yeah, it's looking a little weak here as well. I'm looking at this white number of resilience pulling back about 5% right now. Anything above, 0 is bullish, but again, flat market open, don't trust it too easily. Let me double check some of the stocks here. I get a big red fuck you candle in a second, as long as market doesn't do craziness. So now Nvidia sort of like broke through bear territory. If Nvidia holds there, actually could be pretty solid. But yeah, this isn't a good sign for a strong rally. Apple's all right. Amazon. Maybe get like a quick flush up for an hour or two. Amazon, MHP resistance. Ugh. Microsoft. Yeah, like nothing's really strong today. Well, the market's just open. Meta's pretty strong. So every time you hit the bull zone support, A plus setup, always wear the headband, always headbang. We always listen to the EST song. It's a tradition here. We always draw a whoosh fan, also a tradition. A little bit of that hedging wind, sort of blowing the market up, just for good luck. It's like wearing the cheese hats in Wisconsin. Play the song. So I would give this on strength. I would give this like a 6 out of 10. This is not that strong. It's not bearish, but it's not that strong either. I think we go up and down or down and up. I think we span the range, some kind of range here. And Nasdaq is not really much sitting on there, but I think we're all right to at least pop. I'll think today that, yeah. Yeah. I think at best here, best. And then down here would be Nasdaq would be worse, like lower, worst case. So this might try to test that area again one more time. We're not getting some strong breakout volume on this. Whoosh, man. Get a quick flush on this one. My love of this is not that good. Whoosh, bam, whoosh, bam. So that's 20 points in Nasdaq. It's about 97 the highest, I would say. 6,800 max, I would say, is today. Probably a high of day. 6,800. I don't think we go further than that. I think we probably hit the LP on Nasdaq best case scenario, which is 80 points there, 20 points there. And I think the best case scenario is that. And, something like that would be kind of like the path. Whether that's first or that's first, I think that's where we are today. Resiliences are negative though. It's not the strongest. Yeah, that's not that bad. That's not that great. kind of tanking a little bit. On the Nasdaq side, let me... I don't like this. Res is starting to tank a little bit. Getting some stocks selling off to the bottom side. Now again, don't trust resilience in flat market days that often. It's just kind of like with a grain of salt. I'm gonna watch this. If it's like down 50 or 60, I'll probably vacate the position early. I still try to err to the bull side most of the time. The idea that it is slightly negative, see how it bounces around a lot. When stocks are jumping across a half gap left and right, resilience will be very choppy today. So it's not a good gauge in flat markets. So when in doubt, I still take the bull side off a liquidity map, which is good. But it's kind of getting a little weird sort of selly pressure. Hang in there. There's the one test of the candle. If it does fall really rapidly to here, then there's a second bounce point on that. On this one, I'm gonna keep this down at 1. Actually, let's let this dip and I'll add to it at the bottom. All right, I trimmed my Nasdaq down a little bit to wait on this one and hit that A+ at the bottom. I'll hit it really hard right here. If we lose this, it's pretty bad. If we lose 66, 67, 60, it's like crashy crash. Trim that from 2 to 1. Still gonna hang on to it. We'll see who we are. Worst case down in here. I think we're inside this range. We got a quickie little flush and we turn around right at 206. We don't want to see the market die today though. Let her dip a little bit. Gamma's good on that short. Yeah, he was seeing the same thing. I was looking at this. I trim it down a little bit, but at least down to here. I think Gamma going to about 210, 206, 231. Oh, okay. Yeah, it's probably about it.
Rockets fast, scooters slow.
Yeah. So I'm keeping it light on the first entry. I'm gonna hit it hard on the second one. It's like we always do every day. A+, A+. 2 of them in a row. Keeping it light in case it rallies. This one. Yeah, right about here. Worst case, so it did. Remember, it's a coin flip when you're flat open. Up or down then up, whichever. So I keep it light just in case it goes. I'll hit it heavy in case it dips. Simple as always. Pretty easy setup today. Keep my drawdown light, just 200 bucks in the hole. Not too big deal. Up 20K already, late into the morning. I'll check something real quick. 206. 206 can be a pretty big, nasty little loss here. If we lose 206 with velocity, it's going to sell pretty hard. The illiquidity pivots are kind of a thing, so be careful. Breaking yellow is a crash if we do break. If we break, crash below. Which I don't think is likely. Still holding on to the lighter position. All right, keeping it light. 206, the dead market. Okay, got the Whoosh bound screen, lucky headband on, A+ here at the bottom. at this guy right here. Be here, A plus, A plus. Always take both of them. Keeping it light. There's no irrational signal on EP. You might have like cache data from yesterday. The song is the best. I know, right?
Market, please don't die today. Hold the line, don't
No. Crash, Trader, that is what a crash, let me explain what I mean by crash. Crash is not like, you know, COVID crash. Crash is like, it's not bearish for the day. It's the market will literally create a catalyst. If it ever happens, you'll see what I mean. I don't throw crash around lightly either, but if you do lose the yellow line, that it can fall 400 points. I promise you on that. When I make crash, I mean like it'll cause a catalyst. If we lose this with any kind of velocity, it's rare. That's why I put the word rare, but you guys are right. I wouldn't throw that around like a bear day calling it a crash. I do put the word rare. Then you guys know it is rare to happen. Yeah, I'm with you guys. I don't use that word lightly either. But we are on the edge. So just keep that in mind. All right. We need one more song today. We already have Woosh Fan. Okay. We got to put all the songs. We have a bunch of good luck songs we play.
Probabilities collide. Hedge pressure weighing down, pulling in the tide. Endless direction. Living on the brink. Heavy like a stone, the candles start to sink. Maybe I'm wrong. It's always from the right place.
I'd love to get that flush little dip right there. It'd be nice. Keep it light at 1. My max loss on this trade, if I do 1 and add 2 more, is 3. So I have a position of 3 from 64. It'd be great. My max loss on that would probably be like 1,200 bucks. I'm gonna be very tight on this bill. I'll give it like a full 10 points on this to lose. Below 650. When I do say crash, I mean like pretty bad. Like it's a bear day. Like the market is in crash big time. And I mean, what happens? It causes a cascaded sort of waterfall effect where it falls pretty fast. Like if we lose 60 with velocity today, we're down at 10. It's gonna fall 50 points. That's big drop. So when I say a crash, it falls more than risk interval. I usually call it a like intraday crash or whatever. We should be good. Stop here. It'd be unusual for it to break through all of this, but you know the odds are pretty good. And adding to. I'm not gonna cheat myself. I'm gonna get it full distance to try one more time. So worst case, below 206. That's like on the big bounce right there. So hopefully we're good. Change. It would be the worst case scenario to below 206. That's really strong support. We should be okay. Yeah, BLU SPY liquidity map's pretty solid there. I'll add 2 at 60 for a total of 3. Like I said, I'm holding. I had 2. I trimmed to 1. Now I'm holding 1. Just keep it light. Just in case it moves, I got 1. But in case it dips, I can add 2 for 3 total. Cost basis 64 should be fine. Nasdaq looking all right. Yeah, the 206 break would be a crash. And the reason I write the word crash is because if you're bullish, it shouldn't break that. So we should be good. The market's going to try to ward off a crash. I think that's the support we're going to get. Let's check in on our buddy Dave here.
My name is Dave.
How's he doing?
And I caught the dip again. I thought it was the low. It was just another wick.
All right. Double zone better. Conditions are deteriorating a little bit. Not that good. Is the market remembering last week? I'm plunging out today. How's Hugo? It's funny because Hugo shorted the highs and Dave bought the dip, so I wonder who's the more winning trader. Who do you think the better trader is? Hugo or Dave? How do multiple take profits on Trade-A-Bait? I set program limits. So in the program, you can set how much you're going to make before it liquidates you. So I set liquidation limits. So for me, it matches whatever my consistency is. Or every morning, I'll pre-program, or every night, I'll pre-program my platform to exit my position at a certain profit target. So an example, like this one is like 600 bucks. That's it. And once I hit there, it closes out automatically. So I'll either manually close them when I hit my PT, like I'll just go through and physically exit the button, exit by clicking the button, or they're automatically programmed to close. Another low. Yeah, in Trade-A-Bait, you can program it. A lot of these songs are made in Suno, I think, is where people make them. So Trader, the reason I can't do that is because I actually have to actively trade them. So to get everything in this tiny little screenshot that I've only got in the tiny little window I've got, I only get this much space. I have to compress by shrinking the windows to put them side by side to get a screenshot. Whenever I'm not using them, they're full screen, or each one of them's half screen. So I have to compress it like this to get the screenshot, but I can't actually trade in that, right? So whenever I have to take the screenshot, I gotta full screen it, so I get the DOM and all the accounts and everything. So it's kind of that's the only reason I have to do it like that. Because the windows, if they were nice and lined up, yeah, I could screenshot from my encoder and just get a nice little live show of that. But they're not stacked up like that physically trading. They're actually side by side. That makes sense. Who's the singer? Slacks. It's Slacks. He's the singer. But unfortunately, yeah, I how you have a DOM here. I've got one of my screens has DOMs all stacked next to each other. So, I put one on the screen because I'm always mirroring the same trades. I'm never doing trades off screen that I'm not doing on screen. So you'll see if I'm doing something, you always see it here too. Yeah. All right. All the lucky songs, we threw them all at it. Let's see if the market cares. Trade-A-Bait does not allow you to do different props in the same trade. Every time you open a Trade-A-Bait, it's locked into a prop. So this is Fund to Next. This is Tradeify. I have to have 2 versions of Trade-A-Bait open, and one of them is on this side of the screen, the other one's on this side of the screen, and I literally manage all my accounts from those 2 windows. So I'm actively trading. They're spread out and they're really big. So I just kind of shrink the account window to take the screenshot. Different logins, yeah. In the web version, you can do different logins. The desktop version, you can have one version of the desktop version open in one account, then every other account you have to use the web version. So he says, why is most of my profit off live? What do you mean? Like, but like last night, that's just how the market worked out. Last night, I trade every night usually. So I trade at the night and I trade live. So today I had some banger trades last night. I was longing out the door. That's when I don't have to worry about you guys, you know, on the stream or whatever. When I'm live, I just get peace. I get quiet. I can do some trades. Do I give out overnight trades? No, I don't give anybody trade ideas. No. I'm sort of like the one person who doesn't do that. I train people on how to trade. That's why we've gotten pretty big, because we actually teach people how to do this. But as a principle of the matter, like I don't have alert service. I don't do paid Discord for that kind of stuff. I sell a trading course for $1 a class. Like I don't have the traditional guru spread. You guys can watch me on YouTube. That's about as close as you'll get. I'm very anti-trading guru mentality. Like, so as much as it would be fun for me to, like, you know, be like, hey guys, here's my trade plan. I'm going to do this, going to do that. I don't really want to have a, you know, trade plan service, Discord guru service. Now at the bottom. All right, here we go. I tap it again. Good old tappy here. From a red candle. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay. All right, let's hang on to it. Let's hit that A+ on here at the bottom. Added more contracts to it. My cost base is at 66. I was hoping it would be 64, but close enough. Could be a little better. How's the wall? It's coming out pretty good. The wall still has some work to do, but right now they're working on the floor and the plants and the lighting and stuff. Come on, market, don't crash out today. The rare case would be breaking this out. That kind of be the rare case here. This market have really bad memory of last week. Here's what I tell you. If we break through this 206 level, it gets pretty bad. So just keep your eye on this today. It hopefully will hold, but like I said, this is predictable, high volume, and if you break 206, it's going to be some really gross candles. So just watch. When I tell you guys it could be a crash, that's the edge. Trust me. I've done enough of the illiquidity pivot to know how quickly it can go. It's called a margin buffer limit level, and there's a lot to it. I'll have to explain a little bit, but let's focus on this one because I might have to pull the emergency ripcords here. Doesn't look like we're getting much. There's A pluses, let's hold it, but kind of nice to get it. Hang on. Mark's just walking straight down. I don't like it. All right. Let's get that bounce. Losing 206 is big. That's real. And let me string Nasdaq a little bit. So, losing 206 is pretty bad. Like really bad. If we break, but I'll cut out quick. You know what I mean? So it's just a small. Take a little bit more risk, liquidity pocket, and hopefully it holds. I love LPs, but man, it's just kind of inching through it. I'd like to see a sharper bounce. Resilience got slightly better, but it's still looking kind of bad. Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna stop right about 50. I'm gonna take a little bit of a trim in a second. Let me just kind of shrink this up a little bit or make this a little bigger so y'all can see it. I am going to stop at 50. Should hold a liquidity pocket, but I'll probably trim one on the break, trim two on the break, cut the whole thing at 50. Oh man, I'm worried that we get another bullshit like we did last week, like more continued selling pressure, but hopefully not. My confidence in this is pretty good, probably 60%, 70%. I'm pretty okay with it. It'd be kind of bad for it to just walk through and crush both pockets and then die out. Looking at this one is... Watch, if 206 breaks, the volume's gonna go crazy. So I'll tell you about these liquidity pocket, illiquidity pivots after we get out of the danger zone. I gotta focus on managing the trades, but stop on NQ. Relatively speaking, from here, probably about 70. Ain't good. This ain't good. Man, conditions falling apart a little bit. Confidence is okay. Usually we should hold here. Should be good. Should be also somewhat tighter, hopefully, but you know, we still got a weird VIX. We still got a weird market. Still got a weird memory of the other day. We're still sort of like inching up. Yeah, but I'm not afraid of this one. I think we're all right. It's about another hour or two probably to break through to get to the levels I want though. I get important games to play on my phone. Hold on. How's what trade doing? Am I making money? Am I winning? Y'all yell at me if I start losing money. I can't see it. Just holler at me. I can't hear you though. I'll try my best to listen to y'all. Hang in there, look. What in your pocket? Hang in there, baby. I'm pretty all right about this. Gamma, what are you thinking, man? Would I consider a loss when my stop loss is broken? EST every single time. Come on, baby. Problem is, I probably should take profit at the pocket, but breaking back into bull zone would be nice. But still, let me shrink that down a little bit. Usually when this happens, I usually cut out the pocket just to take a little bit of profit. Let me trim a little bit in a second. Let this bad boy ride up a little bit. Let her rip. All right, let me trim down a holder runner at 2 in that one. We'll trim a holder runner at 2 in that one. We'll trim and hold a runner of 2 at that one. I'm just trimming down to keep my risk down low. I did want to have 1 here, got 3, close out 2. Now I got 2 to cost basis of 62, which is good. And if we die, we die, but at least I've got some better cost basis on 2. So originally I had 1 here. I had 2 here, right? Trimmed down to 1, and now I have 2 here. We'll see how that works out. Again, this market's looking a little weird. Hang in there, baby. Trader rewire, but I can't because I explained it to you earlier. Let me explain it in a different way. Right? I've got all of my windows organized like this. I don't have them all organized in a single frame like this. I'd have to take like 20 different screen captures from different places at different windows and then stack 20 different screen captures together to get it all. They're not lined up in a straight line like this in reality. In reality, all of this is spread out all over a screen. So I have to squeeze it all together to get a screenshot because it doesn't exist like this on that screen. That makes sense, right? If I had everything lined up on a screen, like if I had that, these are 2 different versions, 2 different platforms. If it was like one platform and I had all the accounts just listed here in one platform, I could easily screen cap that one area. Yeah, I know how to do it, but there's just no way we can do it because they're not stacked like this. So I've got DOMs all over the place. I've got accounts all over the place. I'm not only trading, I'm also trading my live ETF, my live 500 futures. I just don't show those on the stream. So I got I have a screen full of DOMs and accounts. Can you make an app to combine it? Or I can just do it the way that takes 2 seconds to do it. You know, like this way. The way I've done it for, you know, the longest time. Whenever I close out all my trades, I always update you guys with the picture. I gotta line everything up to capture it. Yeah. Back in the day when I used to stream just before props, right? For 10 years, I streamed my own just single futures account. I never did props until this year. I streamed one futures account, fully transparent. The account number, the live account was on screen. I traded one account. Starting on November 1st, I'll be trading one live account again on the screen. So you'll just focus on that one account for sure. And then there'll be like the P&L curve, the history, all that. You'll get to see the whole thing. Use NinjaTrader to show your accounts. Oh, yeah, NinjaTrader. Yeah. I don't think I have enough RAM for NinjaTrader. And I've got 96 gigs. I don't think that's enough to run NinjaTrader. I don't think they've invented the CPU that's strong enough to run NinjaTrader yet. Guys, like, okay, let me explain this with let me explain this in a little simple way. All right, you're 4 years old and you're in a sandbox, okay? And you're in a sandbox with other 4-year-olds. All right, we'll talk in a little easier terms. There's some toys over here. There's some toys over here. There's some toys over here. And you got to get all these toys like this to fit in a tiny little window right here when they're normally spread out like this. So what you'll have to do is, you know, I can take all the different DOMs and accounts and everything that's spread all over the screen and take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 screen captures and watch my system grind to a halt with a bunch of tiny little windows all compiled here, and it's going to look weird and be weird. Or what I do is whenever I'm like, okay, I close all my positions, and when I'm flat and I got some time, I just sort of move this there, move that there, move that there, move it all together, and then I take a picture, there it is, and then put everything back to where it goes in the sandbox, because the toys are all over the box and not on the same plate. They're not lined up like this. These are different platforms. I've got Rhythmic open. I've got 3 Trade-Evates open. I've got Trading View open. I've got 6 screens worth of trading. So that's it. It's all over the place. So, you know, it's hard to do that. Trust me, I'm not like, I haven't thought of everything. I mean, it's not like I haven't thought of everything. But when we tried to do something like that, it just looked weird on the stream. The stream was slow and the stream was kind of like weird and laggy. And if I happened to move anything a little bit, right, then it would just be off-centered and it would look weird. So I had to line everything up. Maybe I just know how to do it right, but yeah. But, you know, it is what it is. I'm new to the whole props thing, by the way. I always have just traded one futures account like my whole life. And so props, after like 9 years of streaming, this is the first year I've ever streamed props. This is my first time having to juggle multiple accounts to begin with. I've been trading the same Tradeify accounts since March, by the way. So I am $9,000 away from going live, and I have one more payout coming today, by the way. I should earn it right now, as a matter of fact. This $600 security payout. I thought I secured it yesterday, but I was off by like 10 bucks. Rhythmic? Oh, no, Rhythmic is trash. Yeah, Rhythmic's platform is garbage. I can't stand it, but I have to use it. And no, it can't easily be done in OBS because you have to screen cap certain areas of the screen. And I'm not going to have screen caps of 5 different trading account, 5 different platforms in 5 different areas because I have them lined up and I move them around and I adjust them. Example is my DOMs are lined up in a specific order. Whenever I finish one DOM, I move it to the side when it's done and I have them in order of progressive risk. So the ones on the right are pre-programmed for like 5 contracts and 3 contracts and 2 contracts, whatever I'm taking the most risk in. So I'm always shuffling those screens around. Like I said, when I tried to do it, it would always be in different places. You can do window capture inside of the window. But then when you do that, you know, you have to stack 4 different window captures in the same spot. So it's like, it doesn't look good. If I were to do that, I'd like to capture the account number, the total P&L, like in the actual account balance in one window, but I don't have any room over here to do it, unfortunately. Yeah, it kind of sucks. Wish I had more room. But in all honesty, you know, maybe if these prop firms didn't pay me hundreds of thousands of dollars a month to advertise for them, maybe I can make some room above my head, but I'd rather just take the cash, you know what I'm saying? So, let's be real. I could free up some real estate, but boy, I'd rather just sell it, you know what I mean? Let's be real there. Oh. Selling ad space, you guys want to buy some? At least I'm honest about it. Hey, what's the coolest thing in the room? In this room? In here? I think my skull, I don't know if you can see it. I have these really cool skull artworks that IDOT got me for Valentine's. Get a Bored sponsor? Oh, that'd be great. I have these really dope ass skull artworks. They're like see no evil, hear no evil, speak no evil. But they're skulls, and like the skull has tape over its mouth, has sunglasses, and then has headphones on. That's pretty cool. Okay, let me take profit on this one at the liquidity pocket. Let me just hold a runner on a couple of them. Leatherman jacket. Normally when I buy at liquidity pocket and it dips and comes back to there, I usually cut everything out. Just hold a runner. So let me trim back to the original one. Let me just get a runner there. Hold the 1. LPs are our favorite trades, man. 90% setups are perfect. All right. Bum, ba-dum, bum, 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 bum. That's good. 3. Wait a minute. Oh, hold on. Cool. All right, let's close that one out. Good. Okay. Solid day. Everything's green. This is close to my max profit target for today. This account, I need to make 1900 on this one, and this one is up 1700. So I'll close this out in $200 more. Solid square. Solid LP trade. Oh, dude, when I tell you guys yesterday, somebody said if you were to pick one trade from your, somebody said, remember yesterday in boot camp, you guys were like, what's your favorite trade? This is the one, right? I mean, I longed and I started playing games on my phone. I mean, that's how confident I was. And I'm like, you guys yell at me. I always say that as a joke. That's a flex. When I say that, hey guys, I'm playing games on my phone, yell at me if I'm losing money and you're like, you can't hear me. I'm literally just flexing on purpose. I'm doing that literally on purpose. All right, I'm at PT. This is 1,800 bucks. I'll take the profit on that. Let me close a little bit of this out. It's cool. This account I had 6 contracts in at the liquidity pocket, so that one's up about $2,000 more. Looking good. This one I had 2 in, so that's up about $1,000 bucks. 900 bucks. Let me go ahead and take profit on that one, and let me take profit on this one. I like what I got. Let me flatten everything out. I like what I've gotten. It could keep running from here, but I'm pretty solid. Let me close everything out and I'm done. All right. Not bad. No losses, no casualties. Everything's green. Study the screenshot. Let me line everything up to take one more picture. I probably should hold some runners, but I'm pretty okay there. Let me line everything up. And we are good. And that's the one. There she is. Front and center, my 7 fund index accounts, my 5 Tradeify accounts, straight to funded, liquidity pocket, EST, every single time. Okay, so here I should definitely be holding a runner up to that sort of 80 level I was talking about. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to just let it kind of bounce around a little bit. Normally when you lose from bull zone into pocket and you come back to bull zone is where it wants to be. I've traded long enough to know that right here is an absolute coin flip from here. We're back to where we started. Very much a coin flip. I'm going to take the profit I have and just kind of wait. The ideal situation from now is this thing sort of like does whatever and then falls to there and supports. And I can try one more light scalp to get it up to maybe 90 and call it a day. Nasdaq does have IP-LP sandwich, which is from here to here. If Nasdaq presses 310, I'm chasing from the last 50. Or 320, sorry. 320, I'm chasing from the last 40. Pretty simple setup, you guys. This is liquidity pocket A+. I drew it on the screen. A plus 90%, A plus 90%. All right, you guys. Great good question, though. I know you guys might have come from other streams. You might have been, you know, you might have never heard of us before this week or last week or the PW contest. But see, on this stream, I like to get a little down and dirty. You know what I'm saying? People like to say, we can get a little kinky. Like so kinky, we should start an OnlyFans. I mean, usually there's one thing we all do together. It's the weirdest thing, a group of traders. We all get together. We all get into a dimly lit room. We all, you know, reach in our pockets just to show each other what we've got. We like to whip it out. You know what I'm saying? So show me what you got. I'm curious. Just put it out there. Stick your hand in your pocket and whip it out. Show me that wallet. What do you got? Let's see. Just whip it out a little bit, you know? Show me what you got. Don't be shy. This is the moment where we always lose 1 out of 20 viewers and then 19 people are like, you guys are fucking nuts. Good job, man. Yeah, whip it out. Bob. Gamma dude had the plays today. Gamma was spot on, man. That opening short was pretty good. I had to dig out and pull into a win, but here's the coin flip. Like I said, I just once we broke through open, I closed out. Bull zone is the second place to take a scalp. Question is, 1, 2. I'm fully flat on my accounts, so I'll let you. When I make another trade, I'll let you guys know. My next step. This one is maxed, so that one's good. Which one is not maxed? Is it this one? Yeah, this one. Okay, so just to have a trade, I'm gonna jump one more contract in on one account at Bull Zone. So here's what I'm gonna do. This is the new DOM. I've retired these 4, so this one I'm still working on a little bit. Man, this is a tough day on this one. Probably on this one, what I'm gonna do for this one, remember I said very bad if 206 breaks. How did I know 206 was a level? Well, you know, you guys, when y'all get to the yellow line class, I'll teach you guys that. Remember I said crash potential. And because I'm bullish, the probability is very low that we don't crash, right? So the idea is I put the word crash there to let you guys know that it's very less likely to break, more likely to hold. That song is fire. To show me the P&L song, it's in my Discord in the songwriting competition channel. So you go to the song submissions. So show me that P&L. And so the funny part about that song is the AI image that came with it. Like, you know, AI still kind of struggles a little bit with English, but you know, I want you guys to show me your bank statements if you get a chance. Like, show me that bank statement. You know what I mean? Thanks, Matt. You're changing my life. MP, I got you, man. I got you. Appreciate y'all. How many trades am I taking a day on average? In all honesty, maybe like on average, probably about 2, maybe 3. Some days I'll knock out like 10 or 15. Like PW's contest, I did 10 trades, I think, for that contest in a single day. It just had like so much activity. I hit those pivots every time. So right now, the coin flip that I said right here when I'm exiting, because it kind of is a coin flip, what a great choice, right? And the second choice is, do I want to take that original A+ long that I missed earlier? So let's do a comparison. Right, first time here, resilience was about a 5, and second time here, it's about a -6, right? Resilience is in a worst case scenario. So there are more stocks that actually sold off after their gap filled than not. So I use resilience as kind of like a Swiss Army knife to understand the strength of the market. So remember, when we're bouncing at half gap here, resilience, look at the bottom of my screen, 5.5. When we're here, resilience -6. Do we all see that it's a better situation? More stock market cap is below the half cap. So why I exited on the coin flip. This is all professional level position risk management, right? Despite the goofy stuff and the songs and the dancing and whatever, I'm a stat man. I'm a stat man. You know, Scatman guy, like, basically his story was he stuttered and he was always like, you know, socially awkward about it. So he was just like, fuck it, I'm just going to learn how to scat and I'll become the scat man. Then he embraced it, and everybody remembers that song from the 90s or whatever. I'm a stat man. These levels are automated in this platform called Rocketsphere. They're automated. They say support, they say resistance, they show the conditions. It's 100% automated. Yeah. 98% automated. There's a couple lines I still manage. Most of it's automated. Bootcamp, Spectacular Rich. Yeah, Bootcamp is recorded, dude. You can watch anytime. Yeah, was he a professor? Yeah, he was like a professor or something, right? Yeah, he was like a teacher or something. I remember that. So remember, very bad 206 of 206 breaks. When I tell you it was likely to hold, it was likely to hold. Watch what happens if it breaks. When I say crash, I mean, when I say crash, it means it's going to fall fast. It doesn't mean the stock market's going to crash, but it can. We act like it can, so we watch out. Watch when you just interact with this yellow line at 206, watch the volume go through the freaking roof. Just watch. There's a whole thing propping the market up here. It shouldn't break. It's rare. Rare to break. Expected to hold. But boy, it's not that good. Remember, I don't like flat markets, and I don't trust resilience at all. And I'm so glad I got out when I did. Boy, that was great, right? All right, so watch what happens at this yellow line. You're gonna learn this in the boot camp. Watch that volume start spiking up. He's already starting to get there. Watch it. If we lose 206, it's a fall to 120. So crash to 120. It's gonna try very hard to hold with high volume. So we'll see. Gamma's on the sidelines, bro. I get you, man. I'm on the sidelines too, man. Like I said, we get in the weird willies about this market. Remember I told you it's probably gonna be one drop and one pop. That's the first thing I said today, and I'm probably done for the latter part of the morning. Buys and sells. Martin, bro, you got both sides. Hell yeah, let's go, man. This move doesn't make sense. Advanced decline is still 100. Yeah, like I'm saying, it's a flat market. This is why Eaton. So like the market cap weighing of the index is very sensitive when days are flat. Resilience will tell you the same thing. If the day is flat and Nvidia just moves up a couple pennies, the Nasdaq's going to be like flipping around all over the place. So when stocks are defining, the Nasdaq is just really choppy. When you open flat, the whole imbalancing, rebalancing act of gapping, like open and closing, creates like choppy, tumultuous movement. It's not selling off. It's not rallying. It's just tracking a bunch of stocks. Imagine like a bunch of stocks are sort of doing this. They're just wobbly and flat. Indicators come with the monthly subscription, yeah. So say the market's just flat and wobbling, but some things that are wobbling make the NASDAQ wobble even more because of the market cap weighing. So you're just seeing basically like amplified noise. The best way to put it. Flat markets tend to have amplified noise due to the effect of like stocks just bouncing up and down in really short range. This is just amplified noise. It's not really bullish or bearish. It's just sort of like the NASDAQ's going nowhere. Some of the stocks are slightly up. Some of the stocks are slightly down. And that's really what you're seeing. I'll show you on. I haven't opened the sector tracker, but I've seen this enough to know what the sector tracker is going to look like. Watch, let me show you this. You're going to see half the stocks up, half the stocks down. I've been trading for 15 years. I don't even have to look at it. I just open it up. That's exactly what it is. So you can see how half the stocks are up, half the stocks are down, half are up, half are down. It's just sort of like all over the place. It's a flat day with amplified noise because some of the sectors that are very heavy in the S&P are really strong. Some of the sectors that are very heavy in NASDAQ are very weak. They're not moving much. I say weak like they're not moving at all. Communications slightly up, technology slightly down. Utilities pretty far down, but discretionary far up. These are like balancing each other out. So the S&P is just rotating slightly. And with that extra bump, it's just kind of amplifying the move, which is why this morning I told you guys it's likely to either go to 360 or to 206. And I said worst, I said best, and probably end up maybe there. If we're lucky, if you break this, it's not going to recover. It's going to fall pretty hard. So this is the line in the sand for the bull side holding up today. Yeah. Sector tracker, QB, just Google SPDR, SPDR, sector tracker. And you'll go to the SPDR site and it has all the spider products. If bear zone is the favorite trade, so great question, right? So the answer is right, statistics, right? Imagine that you are. Let me just delete that. Imagine that you are at a card table. I'm going to invent a kind of blackjack that doesn't really exist, but a kind of blackjack. Imagine the dealer has 52 cards. This is a great thought experiment, right? And the dealer has a table in front of them. These are cards, and they've dealt a couple of hands. There's a hand here that has a king with the card down. There's a hand here that has a jack with a card down. There's a hand here that has a queen with a card down. And the dealer goes, hey guys, new kind of blackjack. I'll let you see the cards. Now do you want to come play? And you're like, holy crap, that's halfway to blackjack. That's pretty cool. So sure, I'll play. If you had the option to play and there's a set stack of 52 cards, what would you play? Which hand would you play? No kings, LOL. Like which hand would the dealer's like, you can choose one of these hands. You want to play? And you go, how many cards? They go 52. You're like, aha. So there are 4 aces in that deck somewhere, and one of these cards might be an ace, right? You would play all 3 of them, right? The idea is you would choose each one because one of them, each time you play, is more likely you're going to win because the previous one lost, right? So the idea would be if I had king ace, for an example, if I want the ace and it flips over and it's not an ace and I ultimately bust this hand, okay, that means these two have a higher probability of being an ace. If this is 52 cards and we already have 3 of them dealt out, so that's 49 cards. I have a 4 out of 49 chance to have an ace. And if one of the cards goes away, then I have a 4 out of 48 chance that the next one is an ace. And then 4 out of 47, etc. And it gets better and better. The odds get better each time you play. So the idea is that when you have something that's a high probability, same math applies. If this is a 90% chance that we close in the same zone, and it's 90% chance we don't go into a bear zone, it's the same math, then 90% or 10% chance of that break and 10% chance of that break. 10 times 10 is 1% chance we break both of them. So it shouldn't break this one, and it really shouldn't break this one. And it's like a 1% chance you break through both of them. So the idea is I play both hands. First thing I do is I come in and I'll long the first one, and just in case it dips, because the second one was within 10 points, I will always long the second one together as a combination trade. So like you saw me today, I longed 2, cut out to 1. Down at the bottom, I grabbed 3. Right when we got up to the top, I trimmed down to 2. And then I held a runner to here, and then I trimmed down to 1, then I closed it out. So I'm getting heavy, getting light, and I'm playing both hands just like I'm walking up to a second hand of blackjack. So monthly subscription come with the boot camp. Yes, actually the boot camp is free, by the way, that we teach if you use the Rockseer platform. Boot camp is 100% free. So as I tell you guys, breaking yellow line would absolutely be a market crash. The market does not want to do this. Yellow line is very similar, those of you boot campers, to risk interval. It's just a different sort of method. It's like a bigger risk interval over a longer period of time. It's called margin buffer limit. So yellow line is a distance that exhausts a move on the bull side. If we lose this, that could be a market top. That's why I always say just be careful. When you lose this, it can fall very rapidly. That pivot is pretty exact on the penny, and let me tell you where it's calculated. This is the best part. That pivot was calculated a month ago. This is one of my earlier techniques that I invented. The risk interval was invented like in 2015. The yellow line was created, I think, in about 2017. So this particular day on September the 5th generated this yellow line, and is a high volume pivot beyond all-time highs for long periods of time. So this particular day, I draw a distance. I'll have to tell you what to look for to make this apply. And you can see that that pivot is just literally playing ping pong with the market multiple times. When you touch it, it's like predictable to the exact penny from, 2 months ago. That's why we're picking up some steam in this industry. We kind of have sort of, my little reel on my YouTube channel is like, we hacked Wall Street. There's some significance to some of the stuff we've done. Predictable high volume from 2 months in the past. Something cool is going on here, right? And we always explain, so this is my first exploits in 2017, I think, is when this one came out. But you can see when you touch that yellow line, there's just like mysterious volume as you approach it, and as you tap it, there's volume. Right? There's just tons and tons of volume. When you break through it, it gets a little like fun and irrational sometimes. When you break through the downside, it's a pretty exact pivot. It's a very cool thing. We all have a class on the boot camp. So the boot camp only costs $1, by the way, per class. Those of you that trust me when I tell you, I hate course salesmen myself. I hate trading gurus. I think anybody that mentors or teaches trading or whatever usually just needs a job. I don't give out alerts. I don't mentor one-on-one. I do teach a boot camp though to a group of people, and that is a passion project. $1 a class. That's it. $1 a class. Put a tip in the tip jar. Why I quant in a previous life? Chemical engineer. 3rd in my class. I did research. I worked at University of Houston as a teacher of 2 engineering classes. I wrote some papers on catalytic kinetics, barium oxide, wash coat, platinum, monolith catalysts for diesel engine catalytic converters. It's part of a global team that designed that thing. So I was a research bitch. Don't give me too much credit for that. But I did have my hand in the project that created the catalytic converter for diesel engine. The EPA's 2007 Clean Air Act mandates. So So I did something that somewhat changed the world, even though I only created, the papers on the mechanics of the absorption rates of the catalyst and the wash coat. And I was working for the PhD at the time. So, it was like just a lowly little research bitch. I did have some hand in that. I did all her runs, the reaction runs for her. So I was definitely a math and science nerd my whole life, with a lot of like, fun shit that I've done. I was a process engineer at Dow Chemical for a while before I got laid off in 2010 during the last recession. Then I got into day trading. So I've done some fun stuff, but yeah, one of my favorite things I ever did was be a teacher. I taught fluid mechanics and material science engineering at University of Houston. You're busy this morning. What's with the yellow line? Yeah, so it's manually. We don't have it automated yet. It's kind of a challenge to automate because there's some subjectivity to isolating like where you draw from, dude. The diesel particulate filter? No, not the particulate filter. The actual converter. The simultaneous oxidation reduction reaction with urea injection. You guys ever seen a cat converter on a truck? Got a little pee tank on the side. Usually buy jugs of pee from the store and pour it in there. Urethra injection. That's pretty much what I did. And let me tell you why I'm not allowed back at the University of Houston. Let me tell you that. Here's the story of how I got banned for life at from that school. No, I'm just kidding. Sir, this is a urea injection, not a urethra injection. Instructions are unclear. No, I'm trying to make a joke that I stuck my dick in the catalyst. That's my attempt of making a high level nerd joke. Urea is like the chemical in piss, right? But it's a very good reducing agent. So you inject it into the engine exhaust so that it completes the reaction of reducing your SOx and NOx basically to elemental nitrogen and sulfur, right? And so we call it P tanks, right? You have a little tank of urea on the side. So it's like, you inject the urea, and somebody said you inject your urethra. So basically they say I stuck my dick in it. Probably, yeah. Urea is fertilizer. Yeah, it's pretty good. Yellow line is called the margin buffer limit. You guys call it cow piss? Yeah. Did I get the idea from American Pie? Like, obviously, man. It was a challenge. I was really fascinated with the project. Like my teacher, my reactions teacher in college was like, I want you to work on this project with me because he wanted me to go be a PhD. He was like really investing in me because he was, I was his top student and all that. And he was really like, or one of his top students. I was second in his class. Freaking always tell the story of Alfie, the heart surgeon. He was always the bigger brain, but I was his favorite student. He was like, I want you to work for me, man. I want you to be at a PhD. I want you to mentor me. I want you to carry this project after Karen, the girl's working on, after she graduates and she's done. It's like, I want you to carry this project. So, so he gave me all these perks in school. Like I got to take graduate level classes as an undergrad. So normally like when you're an undergrad, you have to take electives, right? In your discipline, just electives. So for my electives, he let me take like advanced master's level classes that would count towards my master's degree and my PhD to get them out of the way as an undergrad. So I was taking like advanced reactions, advanced inorganic and organic chemistry. I took a lot of like graduate level classes in undergrad because I actually contemplated becoming a PhD. And I also had a second degree, which is biology. I was actually double majoring. So chemistry was my second degree. I was actually was pre-med. So I was going to school for biochemistry double major so I can go be a pediatric neurosurgeon. I decided I didn't want to be a doctor because it didn't sound fun anymore. And I already graduated, third in my class in chemical engineering, which was a side degree that I literally got just to flex. I literally got it so I can look like a badass on a med school application. It was just a side degree. And I got scholarships. That's also why I chose it, because I had a perfect math SAT score. So I got to do most engineering school for free. I had to take out some loans to pay for the bio side because that wasn't free. And then I went to, so like basically I can kind of say I'm a college dropout because I did get one degree though. I did technically drop out of my bio program. I never finished it. So I could still have that Silicon Valley, like I totally dropped out sort of mentality. I'm 1 year away from a bio degree too. Did I trade overnight? Yeah, I did. I remember calling my dad. I was studying for the MCAT. I'm sitting at a Starbucks and I called my dad and I was like, Dad, I kind of like am done with school. I kind of want to just stop going. He was like, you're not going to go to med school? I was like, I don't know, man. I'm studying the MCAT. I'm doing pretty well in practice tests. And I'm just like, I feel like I'm going to hate my life, man. I don't want to be a doctor. I don't know. It doesn't sound like what I want to do. It's like, what are you gonna do? I'm like, will you be mad if I just like drop out and stop going to school? He's like, nah. He's like, well, you got that other degree, don't you? I was like, yeah, I got that engineering degree I got last year. He's like, well, you can go get a job as an engineer. I was like, yeah, maybe. It sounds cool. I could work in plants and, you know, get my hands dirty. I like building stuff. That sounds fun. And I did that for, you know, about 5 years. And then I got laid off in the recession. And then I found trading. So that's my story. That's my life story. He wanted me to inject my urethra, you know, and I decided I didn't want to be a doctor anymore. That's my story. So it's always like I was always a research nerd, a math nerd, and I'm solely like a data guy. So, you know, when I started trading and I looked at all the shit everyone was using out there, it just didn't make sense to me. Like on a math standpoint, a data standpoint, it sounded like people were trying to apply patterns to noise. And it just like from a math perspective, pattern trading, technical analysis trading. And I'm making fun of you guys, I promise, because I was new. I spent years fighting to make moving averages and VWAPs and stuff work consistently. And my ultimate, like, you know, sort of, you know, realization was that the stock market's random. And that stuff will forever always be a coin flip. It's not bad, but there's no edge, and there'll never be an edge. And I battled with it for years, trying to force it to be an edge. I wrote this program originally that was kind of neat. I know when like 2 moving averages cross over, right? Usually is after the move has happened, right? And then you're like, normally people are like, that's a buy signal. And this was me when I first started trading. The market's like dipped and dipped and dipped and dipped, and it rallied right here. And then like after the pivot, you know, some period of time later, you got that crossover, right there. And I was like, okay, well, you know, maybe I can come up with a better way to forecast when it's crossing over better. So I had this little method that I wrote that instead of actually looking for the crossover, what I did was I took a slow, medium, and fast paced moving average. And what I did was I looked for the incremental differential of a distance between them. And I looked for when one of them, like I kind of like bisected this in the half. And what I did was I looked at the slope of this line, like the rate of change. And I looked for the point where the curvature, like not when they crossed over, but when the curvature changed just as much that it implied they were going to cross over. So I basically removed the delay of a moving average crossover by using a little calculus, if that makes sense. I used differential math to kind of come up with an idea. So while people were like, you know, the market dips and rallies right there, they're entering the trade right there. I was able to enter the trade like right there, like slightly sooner, with a little bit of like sacrifice to like the win rate of the confirmation, because sometimes I wouldn't cross over, but the majority of the trades I'd get in slightly earlier, right? So that was my earlier sort of attempt, was like, okay, let me use some math to kind of like straighten out this noisy shit. And I found out that even that wasn't an edge. And after years of struggling, I found out that the stock market was random, and I was just trying to find patterns and noise. And so we had to find out other things that were consistent, which is what I ended up landing on volume prediction, which is very consistent. And if you don't believe me, there's a line I calculated on September the 5th, and it's a high volume pivot on October the 21st. We got very sophisticated over the years. I read every CME Group patent that ever came out and started deriving trade ideas from their publications like that. And then so we created like a think tank, like a nerd community of just me and a bunch of friends, like math geeks and stuff. Most of my trade was overnight. A lot of it was overnight. But today it was overnight, because overnight was a perfect setup. So I usually trade at nighttime and in the daytime. I trade both sessions. Did I work for Dow? Ken, yeah, I did, dude. Wait, where did you, in Dow, did you work at Deer Park? Did you work in Freeport? You work at Lyondell in Houston? Oh, that's cool. I had some friends that had internships at Lyondell. So since you're in the industry, I actually worked at Roman Haas and Dow bought us, so we became Dow. And people in the industry will remember Roman Haas. It was like one of the most famous chemical companies for the longest time before I got bought out. So hi, Roman Haas is great. Oh, that was like the perfect job, dude. And Dow bought us and chopped the plant up and laid off half the workforce. We spent the last year and a half there working under the Dow umbrella. University of Houston for engineering. Oh, that's cool. Which discipline, bro? If your son about to go to U of H, you guys remember all my stories I tell you about my Tricky Mickey, the professor, right? He's still teaching over there. Oh man, you got to send your son through the ringer if he's going to Kimmy school, and he has the same professors I did. Oh, he can get Tricky Mickey. That'd be cool. At night, I usually trade within the first 2 hours, and that's it. I don't try to spend my night trading. I only trade at night when there's an opportunity because I like to actually live my life. But if there's an opportunity, I'll know it before the futures market opens, and I'll take the long. Like today, I took a long at the open, and it was like maybe less than 2 hours for the trade. If I buy the 4 bundle, does it update when you guys update the software? Oh yeah, when we update the software, it's fully automated, so you get updates. It's web-based, yeah. When do I sleep? I usually go to bed pretty early, like 10 or 11. I try to. Used to, I was building Rocket Scooter. I usually would have all-nighters most days. So I spent like 3 years building this platform and then waking up in the morning and streaming trading. So I was working pretty hard. You tell, and Jay-Z, if you tell your son who's going to go to U of H for engineering, U of H is like a very, very, like if you go to any school in Texas, U of H, UT or A&M and get an engineering degree, it's so easy to get a job, dude. There's so much nepotism for like homeschool advantage in here. You got to find somebody that you know, like look, Retro looks like he went to UT. Creator, yeah, Roman Haas are the creators of plexiglass. Yep. And they used to own Morton Salt too, which is a weird business unit of theirs. But and you go to school at University of Houston, the trick is to work all through school. If you want to be an engineer, you immediately, freshman, sophomore year, you start going for internships. Because all that matters in this space when you go to a job interview is, did you go to a school that's in Texas? You know, you have a third chance of the person interviewing you went to your school, and if they did, you got the job. But if you don't, then go to their school. You know, it's really like that here. If you're an Aggie and Aggie interviews you, they're gonna hire you, man. You don't have to be good at anything. If they just like you, you're gonna get hired. But also, job experience is more important than the school. So a 4.0 with no experience is gonna have a hard time getting a job other than a 3.0 that has 3 years of work experience. So from day one, man, engineering class is usually at night because in Houston, you're so close to industry, they want you to work and get experience in the daytime. So you should like work in the mornings, right? And then go to his classes at 3, 4, 5, and 7 p.m. Immediately, like don't even hesitate. Like if he graduates school with like 3 years of experience working as an intern, that's like what the recruiting agents all want to see, this job experience. So that's the tip I give people for engineering. They don't care if you're a 4, but usually if you're a 4.0, you're like a bookworm and they probably think you're going to be hard to work with. If you're like a 3.0 with a bunch of years of work experience, that's who they actually want to hire more in engineering world. I don't know if you guys feel the same way if y'all are engineers, but I don't feel like a high GPA helped me get a job. That's for sure. I think what helped me get a job was I was pretty cool and down to earth on the interviews, and I was a good sport. I didn't sound like, I mean, I was smart enough to do the job, but I didn't sound like a know-it-all nerd that they weren't gonna like. Wait, kids said 100% right, engineer here. Yeah, they just want people that like they can drink a beer with after work and like talk about football. Like it's more like when you go into the plant. The first time I went into the plant at Roman Haas, like my first day on the job, it's my first plant gig, everything. I walk out there, the guy sitting there behind the operator's desk, you know, he was running the reactor unit. So I got a limelight job. I was actually running the reactor units of the plant because I was a reaction engineer with all that, you know, reaction engineering research and stuff. So I got a job running the reactors, and the reaction was my responsibility. And usually PhDs would get that job. It's the one time that, you know, just an undergrad with a lot of experience got the job. So usually they give it to like someone that has a research background and stuff and understands like master's degree in catalysts or catalytic engineering, or sometimes PhDs, right? The boss was like, I'm gonna give you a chance. You sound like you're good for this job. And so I went in there, the operator desk, this guy's name was Charlie. And Charlie has feet on the desk like this. He's got a dip cup. He's like, "You're Matt?" I was like, "Yes, sir." He's like, "I'm Charlie. You ain't gonna be one of those dickheads, are you?" And everybody behind him's like chuckling, like the first day there. You're gonna be one of those dickheads in here. You know, you thinking walking around here with y'all's wheelbarrows of money, college grads. I've been here for like 23 years. I've seen a bunch of y'all come and go. Y'all come and go. I'm always here. He's like, "You gonna be a dickhead, we ain't gonna be friends." And I was like, so, you know, this is your first day at the job. So this is like what it was like. And I was like, I think I told him something like, "Well, I won't be a dick if you're not going to be a dick." He's like, "Oh, I'm going to be a dick." And I was like, "All right, that's cool." My my dad's kind of a dick too. I was younger. He's like, "All right, well, that's good, man. Well, last person was here, didn't last too long." They were like talking about this girl that used to have the job, and she was like really like just didn't get along, I guess, with them. And they were just like, "Yeah, she didn't last too long. Yeah, she had thin skin and yada yada yada. That was a know-it-all." And I was like, "Okay." And then my boss was like laughing because he was walking me through to introduce me to everybody. He was just laughing his ass off, and he's just like, you know. And I was like, "No, it's cool, man. I come from a, you know, a place where I'm just like, I can get along with whatever, man. I'm cool. That's funny." I was cracking up. He's like, "Yeah, welcome to the job." And I remember you walk around with those wheelbarrows full of money and y'all think y'all are hot shit, but out here, and he basically was coaching me too at the same time. He's like, "You know, this is your first time on the job, never worked in a plant." He was like, "You see that guy over there, that guy over there, this is what he does, that's what he does. And he don't like you, he ain't gonna do anything you tell him to do. You radio him and say, 'Hey, can you go close this valve?' He might get around to it if he don't like you. If he likes you, he'll probably drive out there a little faster and do it." You know what I'm saying? So you want everybody to like you at this place. That's the rule. All right. Basically, I learned as an engineer, they just like to fuck with you. Very laid back work environment. It's pretty cool. And everybody was like super, super bright at the plant. That's what I liked about it too. Trevor is actually very, very, very talented as an operator. And he's actually very, very smart at the reaction that I was running. He knew everything about it, teaching me all kind of stuff. And these people are good. Yellow line goes away when the red line that created it goes away. So we can break through September 5 lows. So it's going to be there for pretty much forever. Yeah. The first interview you had, they asked you what your first weakness was. You told them your grandma's homemade cinnamon rolls. You got the job. Oh, that's hilarious. Oh yeah, we need to do our giveaway in a second. And QRB's trade. Oh, yeah. So we are moving on this. Pretty solid here. I would say the bear zone break on NQ, probably a good take. Yeah. I just said, "Charlie, do you like Kenya?" "What do you mean? Can you drag these nuts across your mouth?" That would have probably made me a lot of friends that day. That's too funny. Yeah. Okay. Take NQLP. I am going to take NQLP, but I need to confirm though. I don't chase into it. The confirmation is the way to go. So NQLP, that's the second trade. We call it the Arby's trade. Just when we tap, I'll chase one more long on the tap. Let me prep for it. Can you make the P&L bigger? My first interview was pretty cool. Like, I remember walking up, you know, with a briefcase. I had a dress shirt on with a tie and a sweater over the top of it. So I was like, I'm not going to go for like a suit or whatever, even though it's an interview, but I'll wear like a tie and a sweater and a dress shirt. And it's kind of like preppy boy look. And then the boss meets me out. You know, I check in at the guard stand and the boss meets me out in the parking lot, front door. He's wearing a Dodgers baseball shirt and jeans and whatever. First thing he said, he goes, take that tie off. Before he like introduced me, he goes, take that tie off. You're not going to need it. And I was like, all right. So I'm like out there. I'm like, nice to meet you. I'm Matt. He's like, hey, I'm Renee. Nice to meet you. First thing is take your tie off, right? And this is what it was like. I went to the interview, walking in. There's a table. I walked into this room. There's a table there, and it was so intimidating. There was like 15 people around the table. There was, and I found out later, it was my eventual boss, his boss, and then the plant manager. They were all sitting there. The head of operations, a couple of the process stewards. You had like the day shift manager. You had like, and a bunch of operators. I mean, you had basically, and then the quality assurance lab, you know, chemists. So you had like PhDs and chemical engineers and operators in there for 50 years. I mean, you had like the whole gambit of like talent from this plant. Now, I didn't know any of these people. That's all these eyes looking at me. And I get up there and I sit like right here at the center of the table, and I've got all these people sitting here looking at me. And, you know, I'm the only one dressed up, you know, and rugby Chris on the ground. The first thing they did was like, they're like, hey, so Matt, right? Yeah, nice to meet you. And they're all sitting there, and one of the guys, I just remember this guy had his Aggie ring. He was spinning it, and it would spin on the table because he always would spin it. So he's there just like talking to me while spinning his ring. He's like, yeah, so we don't know anything about refineries, man. So you got like some work experience working on delayed cokers. He's like, what's a delayed coker? You guys know what a delayed cokers are? I ain't never heard of that. What's a delayed coker? And I was like, oh, it's a process residual, you know, byproduct of oil refining. And like, so refineries, right? That's like I don't know anything about that either. You mind showing us what a refinery does and how's it work? And yeah. There's that whiteboard behind you, you know, like, why don't you go up in there and draw us what a refinery looks like? Like draw a refinery for us. And I was like, yeah, okay. So what do you want to know? Like, I don't know, just tell us something about refineries, since we don't know anything about it. So that was my interview, and I get up, I grab a marker while I'm like, all right, so refinery, you've got, so I'm drawing a freaking refinery from scratch, and I'm just talking about all the pieces of it. You have a crude tower, and then, you know, you take the byproduct and you turn into a vac tower, and then you got this, and you go to hydrotreaters, and I'm just like drawing it for the best I can. My memory is pretty bad. I probably botched half of it. The whole time I'm drawing, I can hear them laughing behind me, like, and then my boss like, all right, he's like, y'all leave him alone, and they're all laughing at me, and I'm just like turning around. They're cracking up because they just want to make me sweat under pressure, like literally just fucking with me on my interview. That's really what it was, because I can hear people chuckling and sort of like rustling behind me. They were elbowing each other. Yeah. So what comes out the top of that thing? Oh yeah, cool. All right, yeah. So what's inside of that thing? All right, cool. And they're just, and my boss, all right, enough of that, guys. All right, let's get to it. All right, this is Matt. And so like, literally, yeah, they were gonna get me to draw a fucking flow diagram of entire refinery, and he's like, so like, you know, I get what they were doing. They're just trying to see if I was cool, and it was a good memory, really good memory. Just testing out if I'm cool under pressure or whatever. And the boss, all right, that's enough. All right, let's get to it. And everybody's like laughing at me. Oh, you were gonna get him to draw the whole thing. That's like whenever I got my first job as a waiter. They did the same shit to me. They were like, so you do side work after you're done waiting tables, right? And they played a prank on me the first time. And they said, you know, we need to clean out the teapots, you know, the tea machines. The tea machine is just, you know, you put the tea bag in there, push the button, and it makes the tea. And they're like, yeah, you got to flush the water out of the the teapots. And so, you know, they said, just turn it on, fill up the pitcher, dump it out. And then as soon as it's empty, you know, then it's flushed and we can clean it. And I sat there for like literally 10 minutes, dumping water out. And then find out they're all laughing at me because it's fed with the water line from the back. It doesn't empty. And so it's kind of like the same prank. Oh, so that was kind of cool. I was emptying water connected to a faucet. Good stuff. The old coffee machine trick. They give me the old coffee twist. All the restaurants do that prank. Yeah, y'all did it too. Exactly. Yeah, so these guys almost had me drawing an entire refinery from scratch just to just to prank me. So that's kind of what it was like working at Dow. Man, it's such a cool culture. And or at Roman Haas, it was a really cool company. And then the recession happened. I got into trading. So somebody asked earlier, that's my life story. I was always into, data-driven analysis. I grab that, grab and twist it. Give me the old coffee twist. they were trying to send me around the plant for a bucket of compressed air. No. The one thing that did do that was pretty cool was the first time I got my first promotion there, I got promoted to another unit. I ran 3 reactors and I got promoted to run 4 intermediate separation units. It was a bigger role with more units to manage, and when I took that over from the other guy walked up and was like, "Hey man," he was handing it off to me. So he's like, "Let me give you a tour, show you where everything is." And we got to the base of this thing, and he's like, showing me the swing, showing me this thing. He's like, "All right," we go to this other unit. This other unit's one of the tallest distillation columns in Texas. It's huge. And I think it was like 300 feet tall. I think it was monster tall. And at the time it was one of the biggest ones, probably bigger ones now, but he's like, hands me a Sharpie marker from his pocket. He's like, "Here you go." He's like, "You scared of heights?" I was like, "Not really." I said, "Probably not." He's like, "All right, well, put this in your pocket. We're gonna go to the top." And first day I got that thing, because I'd been up some of my towers before, but this one was like 4 times bigger than my biggest tower before. And we climbed for 30 minutes, dude, to get to the top of this thing. It's like, it was stairs half the way, which was easy. And then it was ladders. And you get to the top of a tower, it's 300 feet. This thing like fucking sways. You can feel it moving. Like if you look out, you can see things moving. So don't look out, don't look up, don't look straight ahead, or you're going to get vertigo, man. It's crazy. And you can feel that thing moving. It's crazy. About 300 something feet. I remember exactly. Let me see if I can look it up. Maybe there's not usually a lot of photos on of these things, but I got a picture of it. I got to the top and he had me go to the top with the marker. And at the top, for like 30 years worth of engineers that held the role, there was everybody scribbled their name and some kind of slogan and some kind of saying up there. They signed their name, like when the job was handed off, they signed it off to the next person. The rite of passage was to climb to the top of the plant's tallest tower. And I write your name at the top. And I wrote something so stupid, man. It's like that episode of Seinfeld when he said, like, Jerry Seinfeld was like, "There's nothing finer than eating in your diner," and he was trying to get the picture back. I was trying to do the same thing, because I wrote something like, "This is the best view in all of Houston." And I was like, man, I wrote something so dumb. Can I change it? But anyways, there was like, and people had signed it and dated it over the last 30 something years, whatever. It's kind of cool. I don't know if there's any pictures of it, but I think it was like about 300 something feet. It was tall. Usually don't see a lot of pictures of plants. Oh, maybe here's one here. I don't know if this is. I think this picture is too old. This picture doesn't have it in there. Yeah, I'd love to show you a picture of it. I don't see it. I'm looking online at like generic photos, but I don't see it. Bum, ba, bum, 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 bum. That's the good old days. All right, so I'm looking for the bear zone top breakout trade. They used to make you do dangerous stuff. You had to climb into Argon tank to replace a circuit board one time with the 5-minute window. Do or die. Like, did you have to wear like an oxygen? You had to have an oxygen supply, right? The Argon, that'll suffocate you. Has platform work on GC and silver? Yeah, so you can do any kind of futures contract in here, and there's liquidity maps for any of it. It's going with the S&P. S&P is looking pretty solid here. I think we rushed to maybe 6,800. I'm going to take the long trade on the breakout from here, from bear zone to bull zone, and kind of finish up if I get it. I think that's the final part of the trade. Matt was here. Yeah, I would have put, at least I didn't put something stupid like that, but that was the first and only time I ever went to the top of that thing. It took about 30 minutes to get up to the top. So the stairs were like, you know, essentially half the way up to the top structure. Like, it basically, if I'm explaining to you guys what I was doing, is that like there's a structure like this, and there's like a giant sort of like column that peeks out the top, and the other ones were like this, and this is like maybe 7 or 8 stories, right? And so this also had like scaffolding stairs built around this half of it, and then it was ladders for like the last, I don't know, 60 or 80 feet. So I was like climbing stairs and climbing stairs and climbing stairs and climbing stairs and climbing stairs, and then we got there, and then climbing. Actually, no, it was ladders for the last 100 feet. The ladders took like 15 minutes because it's like a slow, you climb and then you rest, and then you climb and you rest to get up to the top of that thing. So there was like some more stairs and more stairs and more stairs. And then, so that was the best part. If it was ladders the whole way up, I don't know how I would have done that. Ladders are pretty tiring, man. Was I climbing with the harness? No harness. Nope. So there is no harness, but because they have platforms every, so every, was it 20 feet? They had a platform, right? So because there's a platform every 20 feet, you don't need a harness. Because if you fall, you just fall to the platform below and you break your leg, but you don't die. And behind the ladders, see, like there's platform, ladder. And then the ladders themselves have a cage behind it, so you can't really fall back and fall out. So the cage behind the ladder, if you got tired, you just lean back against the cage and just leaned against it. There's like there's metal bars around you. So yeah. Yeah. So the max you would fall would be 20 feet. Yeah. So they don't, if you have, I think that the OSHA rule is like, if you have rest spots every 20 feet and you have a cage on the ladder, you don't need to tie off on the climb, so you never were unsecured. You had basically points of contact. So yeah, I never had to wear a harness. Used to climb cell towers, so an engineering job, bro. Oh, okay. Now that I couldn't do. That would freak me out, man. I don't know if I have the guts to climb anymore. That's a job that requires like freaking nerves of steel, man. All right, let's do giveaway in a little bit. We're going to do a couple of things every day. So right now, let's do, I know I promised you guys a giveaway about 30 minutes ago. We've been just chit-chatting. Okay. We're going to do ETF giveaway today, direct to funded. I'll be right back. I'm going to go downstairs and help out with the backyard for a minute. Let's call this 10, 11, 25. Right back. All right, guys, let's talk about some of our prop deals, prop partners here. Kind of cool going on in our promos. We work with a few select prop firms, only the best of the best. We don't really have a bazillion codes. We keep it nice and tight. I personally vet all these firms, make sure everything's in order. You guys get great experience. We work with them closely. A lot of them. We've gotten some prop firms to even change their plans around and update their parameters and things because, you know, we help them kind of see what's great for customers. Currently, we're working, Lead Trader Funding is having a 70% off their beginner accounts, which is the static, and their expert accounts, which is the one step, which is basically the trailing drawdown, very similar to like the Apex style account. Beginner static is the best static in the business. If you guys are having trouble with your prop firms, payouts and like passing evals, statics are easier than trailing drawdowns, and they're easier than end of the day drawdowns because it's a static buffer that doesn't move from day one, usually a bit easier. When they have a 70% off sale or greater, it's really the time to pick it up. They're usually very expensive otherwise, so 70% off is a great time to check it out. Currently what's going on now, additionally with My Funded Futures has created their flex plan for their core accounts. It's a $3,000 payout cap instead of $1,000. The payout cap is now 3 times bigger, which is incredible because it's only $74 for the account. $74 for the account and your first payout is $3,000 is ridiculous. That is what, 20 to 1 ROI if you pass and get first payout. The scale plan is $6,000 from 15. So scale plans payout is 4 times bigger. Core is three times bigger, which is crazy. Tradeify flash sale ended yesterday. It's back down to 30% off. No other special promotion. Take profit 40% off. No special promotion there. And Apex is 50 if you guys like that. And Futures Desk is also running 70% off as well. And that's basically what's going on. If you guys use Rockseater code for all your prop accounts, every $1,000 or if you spend $1,000 in a month, you can enter to a drawing for a lifetime at the end of the month. So end of the month, we'll do a lifetime drawing, you guys. Last day of the month, and you enter to win the platform for lifetime. It's a $4,000 thing. Add-on is, they say limited time only for the add-on, but it's pretty much like been there for a couple weeks. There is no current expiration on that as far as I know. They say limited time only, but I'll tell you, since I have the inside kind of scoop with my funded, even on the inside, there's no talk of it's going to end at some point. So for now, I'll consider it semi-permanent, but I mean, they could end it at any moment in time. There's really no announced date, and there's no secretly announced date either that the influencers don't know. Currently, the plan is it's there, and it might stay there for a while, which is kind of cool. All right. We do a daily direct-to-funded giveaway with Elite Trader Funding daily. This is our new thing now. ETF is going to be here and giving us a free direct-to-funded account every single day. And I'll tell you what's awesome about direct-to-funded. Very few programs have a direct-to-funded. Typical prop firm is you have an eval, you pass the eval, then you go funded, and then you go funded, get your target, get your payout. Direct-to-funded is direct-to-funded. You immediately are funded from the first moment you touch the account. No eval stage at all. And that's what makes direct-to-funded kind of cool. Very few firms have them. Like Tradeify has one, ETF has one. They're not really, they're rare because, you know, it's not, I mean, it's a cool program. It's new. That's why they're rare. Nobody's really kind of achieved it, and few firms have taken it on. And DTF is pretty cool. Essentially, you get 5 contracts to trade. You have an end of the day drawdown with a max loss, and all you can do is set your profit target and trade the number of active trading days to get your payout, and then you get your payouts on a schedule. Most direct-to-fundeds are going to be similar to that. You know, you skip the eval, and they're usually pretty expensive, like $700 because of skipping the eval. And the idea that we're going to give one of these away for free. So this is giveaway hour. We love doing giveaways here. And get those submissions in. We're going to spin the wheel in just a second. And I promise you guys today, I'll be handing out the prizes for the songwriting submission. My birthday in this damn project is like taking all my time. Okay, guys, get ready to roll on this. But yeah, the DTF program, pretty cool. I'm live with Elite Trader Funding, by the way, and their live program is fantastic. Just like any other live program, you get real funds to trade with, daily payouts, pretty nice. The first firm I ever went live with. Okay, time for the giveaway. We're going to spin that wheel, partner. Oh, it's looking pretty solid. Do I just want to jump in on some NASDAQ, to be honest? Do I want to take it? Get ahead of that trade? With just a one spot? I know I'm early on that. Do I want to tap it? Do I want to tap it? All right, spinning that wheel, guys. Don't forget to hit the like button on the stream, guys. Let's get those likes up to like 1,000 real quick. Smash that like button, please. I love y'all if y'all do that. Tap that thing. Chew on that thing. Arrgh. Tap on that thing.
Folks say he can outtrade a rattlesnake's tail.
I think we're all right. Like he's riding the rail.
Just a rolling off his chair, drawing LP lines in the desert air.
Yippee-ki-yay to give away a bonanza. Wait. Simon, you won? Holy shit. Fucking rigged. My dude won yesterday too. Congrats, man. Didn't you win something yesterday too? Well, hey, guess what though? We got a few more things to give away today. Let's have some fun with this. I got thousands of accounts to give away, 1,000 accounts to give away every month. We got some more to do. Hold on, there's gonna be a new one. No more ETF typing. But yeah, the directed funded program, like I said, is really cool. Check it out. If you guys haven't checked it out before, pretty solid firm. Directed funded skips the eval, the psychology of the nerves and pressure of passing eval once that's gone. All right. We've got, just for funsies, let's give away, just to celebrate the upcoming tournament Tradeify, let's give away 5 Tradeify advanced accounts. Advanced account with Tradeify is pretty cool. Tradeify in general has 3 different kinds of accounts: advanced, growth, straight to funded as well. Advanced is kind of like their end of the day, their trailing drawdown type accounts, some of the Apex style accounts. Give away a handful of those. Let's give away 5 of those guys today. And then we'll do away some, actually we're getting so close to the end of the month, man. I've got so many I haven't given away. We got to start giving away these accounts pretty soon. All right, let's type in Tradeify real quick. Enter this contest. I'm gonna spin the wheel in about 10 seconds. Get your entries in there. Type Tradeify to enter. The growth plan is pretty cool. Advanced plan is pretty cool. Straight to funded is pretty cool. Tradeify is a solid firm. They're in our top 5. ETFs in our top 5. Like I would say my top 5 ranked firms of all firms. You guys have submitted some pretty dope new songs. I can hear some of these things. Oh, dude, we got Houston style screwed and chop music. Let's go. All right, everybody, get yourself some purple drink. We got some DJ Screw in the house. Hell yeah, dude. HTX chop and screw. Let's go. And Ali, winner number 1. All right, so I'm gonna take the bear zone top tap. We call them the Irby's trade, but basically like the bear zone sandwich between the bull zones is a great setup. On the chase, I'll take the break for the final 40 on NASDAQ alone. I'm running this one already. I'm gonna add to it, so I jumped in early on this one. So I'm waiting. I'm looking for that. Now I should wait for the confirmation. My new trades. But it is another 40-point rip to go, and we're consolidating at the high, so I feel pretty okay with it. Resilience is still negative though, which isn't the best sign. But if it does break, it breaks pretty hard. At the best, stronger setups. This account needs to make like maybe like 600 or 700 bucks more. I really should wait for the confirmation, but one contract's enough to get my PT. Stone Cold. The Lance Bernstein. Hey, I think the last episode of Futures for Our Future, it looks like it's another episode about me, which I'm excited to go watch because I know what it's about. It looks like it's about the fucking Coors Light challenge. I thought that's pretty funny. Look at that, getting in early and taking an L. Lame. Why are you trying to sell today? Indicator overload. I love it. That's pretty cool. Stone Cold wins again? Oh, now it's rigged, dude. Now we call that rigged. So yeah, I should have waited for the confirmation, right? A little over eager there. You win twice, dude. It is what it is. That is hilarious. Hey, man, the odds are the odds. All right, so that's 4. We got one more to give away. You want you get 2 of these things. All right. Actually, just so our partners don't think it's weird, would you like a different, so Cole, would you like something different, like a My Funded or a Funded Next? Just in general. That way we, you know, if you don't want to tradeify, I'll actually, just so that way we don't like tell them, by the way, we're giving away this guy too. Maybe that would weird them out. Would you like, Cole, would you like, you get a pick. I'll let you choose. For your second account, do you want another Tradeify or do you want something else? Cole, I'll give you 10 seconds to choose. Type something in. You want something else? Like for your second account? He said Funded Next. Okay. Cool, cool. All right. Excellent. So that's 5. Okay, so the 5 of you guys and girls, hold on. Ann, Mr. Fletcher, Man Who Trades, Stone Cold, and Fraser, you guys know the drill for the winners. And let me get you a Funded Next account. 25K Rapids on good, right? Okay, cool. Get you guys to check that out. Those of you that won, you need to go to my contest channel. In my Discord, link is in the description below. In the contest channel, locate an admin named Slacks. Send Slacks a message. Let him know that you won the contest. Take a screenshot of your YouTube ID, send that to him, and let him. And that way we know it's you behind the account. Then have an account already made for Elite Trader funding, or for Tradeify, or for Funded Next. I still got to give some My Funded Futures accounts away. We'll do that in about 20 minutes for My Funded Futures. Send him, after you send him the screenshot, let him know the email that you signed up for those prop accounts, and then we'll hook you up with your account. Your free accounts. Congrats to the winners, guys. In about 20, like I said, right at the turn of hour, we'll go ahead and do some My Funded Futures. I'm giving away the $10,000 cash prize that I won from Pat, and Pat's big tournament he did. I'm giving the whole prize away to you guys. I made a deal with My Funded Futures to get 300 accounts to give away this month. 200 for the prize and 100 more for something else I'm going to do for them. So we're going to give away 300 My Funded Futures accounts plus another 15 that I normally give away to you guys this month, 315. So I'll give away like 10 to 20 of those a day. So in 20 minutes, I'll give some more away in a little bit. What a dip. What a recover. Let's get that curvature up. How's that P&L look? Let's get up to bull zone tippity top. Do I want to try this in one more account? Looking like it's trying to sell, but we're still kind of hanging on to it. Resilience is not doing that much better, which I wish it was. It's having a hard time breaking through today's open. 25.3 is a really strong support or resistance on NASDAQ today. He's got prop firm bounties in a burlap sack. That song's pretty fun. You got your cash prize from BDH. What about you? I haven't even talked to Pat about it. I didn't even ask him because he's on vacation. I didn't want to bother him. How did he send it to you, Serial? Did you? I wasn't in any hurry to claim it. Did y'all? How did y'all arrange the whatever? Did he send it like PayPal? Oh, sweet. Okay. No, I haven't. He went on vacation, so you know the honor his vacation. I was like, I'll just chat with him when he gets back. So, how do I get more odds of winning? It's pretty much the same odds of winning. You just basically type in your name once, or type in the name once, and you get a chance to enter. If you're sub to the channel, which is you get 2 entries into the tournament, into the giveaway. So it's I think it's like $6 to sub the channel. The people with green text on their names. You emailed them? Oh, okay. How long does it usually take to pass an eval? It depends on what prop firm. Funded Next is a 1-day pass. Like My Funded Futures is a 2-day pass. They're all different, but usually between like 1 to 3 days is pretty common. 5 days at the most. Usually different firms are different. Happy for it. What's up, dude? I guess I can send an email just to let him know. I was like in no hurry to bug him about it. It was like when you come out to BDH, I was like, I'll schedule some time whenever I'm not busy and IDOC wants to come with me. Then we got this huge project going on. Then we got the Tradeify tournament, and then we got the holidays. I'll have to squeeze something in, man. Hopefully I can make it there before the holidays or before people get crazy. We've just been pushing so hard on the stream. It's really hard for me to take a day off, you know. The momentum is just so strong, and if you lose a day, you kill that momentum. So it's hard to take a day off, but I kind of got to take a day off and head out there. I've been wanting to go for the longest time and check it out. What benefits are there for subbing? I'm not really sure. You get some extra emojis. I know that. You get 2 entries into the contest, and it just supports the channel. It goes to Rocket Scooter, so, you know, pays bills and pays salaries and pays for data and shit. Every little bit just goes towards company overhead. Bon Florida hit you up? Yeah, dude. When I go out there, I'll hit you guys up if y'all are in Florida. I can stream my stream from BDH. Oh, that is pretty true, I guess. Let her rip. Let's go. I'm glad I got in early, but I held through that, which is kind of blah. This account needs to make about 600 more bucks before I hit my target. Good job, NQ. Yeah, resilience is negative though, so it's gonna have a hard time breaking through this. Like, I know this is looking great, but man, it's probably not gonna pick up some steam unless the stocks start moving. We're not getting any love from stocks today. I'm a little nervous, to be honest, about this day. Yeah, Pat asked me a long time ago. He was like, anytime you ever want to come out, just send an email, schedule it. You're welcome to come out anytime. So I've always kind of had an open invite to head out there. I just never, like I said, there's just no reason other than, you know, IDOC and I haven't been on a vacation this year. We've been so busy with life and with streaming and with building, you know, this, and now we got the project out there, and I'm overdue for a bunch of vacations. So I need to get out there at some point. I've heard of Blue Sky. I don't know anything about it though. I think we looked at it on the stream one time. No, I don't have any info. I can't remember if it was like, I think I remember I looked at it and it was okay. Like the, you know, I think it wasn't like anything like mind-blowingly amazing, but it wasn't bad either. Like it was just an average firm, looked pretty good. Does any correlations with time of day? Not really. I wouldn't attribute anything to time of day other than the market can pick up a little activity getting close to like European close, a little extra volume at that point in time. Perfect. Get that LP, baby. So I bought 10 contracts in one of my accounts on that dip right there. I know I'm a fucking savage. Account is up $4,000 right now. I'm going to trim it down to a runner of 2 through the pocket. I know I'm a fucking savage, right? LOL. This account actually is about to hit profit targets, so it's going to close out, or I'm going to close it out in about $10 more, $200 more dollars. Which prop is good for a beginner? For an absolute beginner, the Elite Trader Funding Static is designed for beginners. It's like, here's the LP 320 up to top. I'm going to take a chase on this in a couple of accounts. I'm going to add 2 contracts in my big accounts here that I haven't entered in yet. Let's just take it pocket to pocket, 2 each. I'm going to run it. I'm going to hold this up through here. The Arby's trade, you guys know, 313 to 357, or 416 to 57 here. That's a trade, pocket to pocket, LP chase. Nasdaq breakout. We don't have positive resilience support, so it may pull back. I would say I'm still about 80% on this one. Usually I give it a solid 90 on the break, and I chase into it on the break. So if we push into it, like, it should go all the way. It's a 10 point or 40 point stop here. So basically here, I'll pull the plug right there. It's a 1-to-1 setup. Keep it light and hold the rest of the way. 10 contracts. I'm an animal. Yeah, that dip was pretty quick. And it just seemed a little weird because S&P fell right to half gap, and I was like, whatever, I'm just gonna hold through it. And hang. So I'd like to see this. I'm gonna keep it light with 1 on this account, 2 in all these other ones. Let it ride for the day. DD ratio is confluence for LPs and the DD band itself. So the ratio being 76 is confluence for this trade there. Risky. So the ETF static is pretty good for a beginner. Any static account, it's like the easier one to pass. And they have a 70% off sale right now. Fund Index Rapid is a quick pass. It's a 1-day pass. But it also requires a little bit more like solid technique to pass it on the first day, but they are also cheap. My Funded Futures Core is probably another good one for beginners as well. Those are my 3 options for beginners. Funded next. No, Elite Trader Funding Static. It's the most straightforward of all the prop accounts. A static is the simplest to understand and the easiest to pass of the 3 major types. You have trailing drawdown, where basically as you make profit, your loss target follows you. So it's a tight rope you have to walk. You have end of the day drawdown, where as you make money, your profit trails you, like your drawdown trails you like this. So it's like a stair step. And static is just it stays put. So it's like where you blow up. And a trailing drawdown, you just need to lose a little bit off of the top and you blow up. End of the day, you get a little more flexibility, but it trails once a day. Static doesn't trail. The fact that your blow up target doesn't move from the start is a good for a beginner, because it's one less rule of the rule set. These other ones are harder to navigate for a new trader because you get squeezed out earlier. So static is the best for a beginner. I always tell people that. The ability to manage multiple accounts is, it took a while to figure out like a good routine to be able to do this, by the way. Oops. Not the easiest thing in the world to do, but I learned how to manage. Took a little bit of practice to juggle multiple accounts for sure. I've only been doing multiple props and multiple accounts like this since pretty much March. No, February when I started. Oops. So pocket to pocket to complete the trade. You see, once you get in here, it tries to move pretty rapidly. So I'm pretty solid on this. Oh, this account's at profit target right now. This is gonna clip. This is like 30 bucks away. An automatic profit target. So I'm there. Run it up, baby. I'll just take the profit. I'm there. All right, let me get you guys. I have active open positions in funded next still, but let me get you the updated screenshot. I've got 3 open accounts with 2 contracts each. Still running up. These are my funded next. Going for the record-breaking funded next, biggest payout they've ever had. This account is another no DLL eval that I'm passing. I'm stockpiling no DLL evals, by the way, just in case they ever get rid of it. So this one actually was just the final 300 bucks to pass. These 2 accounts right here each have 2 long NASDAQ contracts right now at the open. So the one that I grabbed 10 on, I closed out on 8, and then the other 2 I entered 2 on as well. So I'm long 2 contracts and these 3 right there and nothing else. Everything else is pretty much maxed out. I can't make any more money in any of these accounts for the most part. I love max profit days where I actually max out consistencies and all other things. I'd recommend cycling through accounts. Oh, dude, there's a whole, I have a whole masterclass I teach on it. It's a lot to talk about. Splitting up your accounts and how much position you put in each account, your confluence to tell you how big in each account and how to juggle it is a whole art form. In my boot camp, I have a whole masterclass on it. It's a long process, but it teach you everything. Yeah. Do I copy trade? I don't copy trade. I'll mimic some of the trades. Like an example here, I'm in 3 accounts on the same long, not all the accounts. So I choose how many I'm going to do and when I'm going to do it. Like today, when the market dipped very quick on a weird non-news candle to fall right here to half cap, I decided to take a long anyways, really heavy in one account. And that would have taken a loss had I been wrong, but only in one account because it was a spontaneous dive that I decided, that's probably not a sell-off. And I got in on that. Just quick volume, solidified and stabilized there. I jumped in on the long. As the market moved up, I jumped in 2 more accounts. Or actually, I had this one too. And I closed this one out at profit, which is here. And again, how many I choose is a very simple formula. If it's like a small, for instance, I'll trade maybe 2 or 3 accounts. If it's a medium, which is a more confident trade, I'll trade about half of the accounts. And if it's a normal, which is a very confident trade, I'll trade all but 3 accounts. I always leave like 2 or 3 that I don't touch, even if I'm like quote unquote all in. And then I stage in. An example is here. I've got an A plus pivot there. I've got an A plus pivot here. So when the market falls there, I'll long. So these are both normal trades. So of the 12 accounts, for example, I might long in 4 here, or 3 here. Sorry, I'll long in like maybe 3 here, right? And then I'll long in 6 more here, which leaves 3 on the sidelines. So good, strong pivot. Very strong pivot as well. I hit both of them. Small amount of accounts, bigger amount of accounts, some on the sideline just in case they both go sour. Then also in these 3, I might trade, if it's the same pivot in both, I might trade one S&P and a couple NASDAQs. If resiliences are different enough, one might move faster than the other. In this example, that's certainly true. NASDAQ and S&P might move at different speeds. So I'll split up my risk even further by trading both at the same time. Again, there's a whole technique that I invented to be able to manage multiple accounts at once, but it's a beautiful process. Like I said, I just started with props in February. I'm already live at Elite Trader Funding. I'm live at My Funded Futures, and I'm $9,000 away from being live at Tradeify. So it'll be my 3rd live account I've earned. And I'm just doing that just to show off, basically, that I can make live. How important is the DOM for you? Not important at all. I don't use the DOM for anything other than a place to push the button to buy or sell. I don't really use level 2 for anything. I don't even buy level 2 data, as you see. I just have level 1. It's not part of my strat. Well, I don't use a trade copier AD. No trade copying. I manually enter all my trades. I've got DOMs and platforms everywhere, and I'm just walking through and just clicking the button. Trade copying is like the easiest way to blow up faster. And I found out when I spread out my risk, I always walk away with something. I'm a good enough trader that even if I blow up a couple of accounts, like that big Friday sell-off or whatever big day that we had, remember, I lost one of my funded next funded accounts. I busted. I went down 20K in one account. The other one went up 14K. That was part of it, right? The market falls to a pivot. I hit it pretty hard. Then that market fell. I trimmed out and I decided I'm just going to hold through it because my pivot was down here and I miscalculated. And then when it got here, it liquidated me and I was like, fuck. But then it hit the pivot anyways. And I jumped in really heavy, and another account grabbed that dip off a DD band and put 14K in that one. So trading account 1 there and account 2 there, net was just down 16 between the 2, and the other 10 accounts were up like another 10 grand. So the idea that I split up the risk allows me to take A plus pivots in different places. An example here, I've got A plus, there, and I have another A plus here, right? Same thing applies. I'll fight. This is the first time I have basically these 3 accounts. They're all long. I'm not splitting up my risk. I'm jumping in on this because that's a really solid run play there. But normally I'm like, let me trade in one of my big accounts. Then the market falls. Then I take the stop. Then I hit it with the other one. Splitting up the risk allows me to play multiple strong pivots and minimizing the overall risk I take. How do I prioritize the accounts? Which one I take first? So the one that has the biggest buffer, pretend I have all 100K accounts. Okay. And of my 100K accounts, say they have one that has 200K of profit. So it's a 100K buffer, and one that has 50, and one that has 10, and one that has 2. As the market is falling and I'm buying a dip, the first trade is the least if I have an A plus, every additional A plus is a higher probability of banking because it's rare to break 10%, 10%, and 10%. That's a low probability. So the farther down you go, the higher the probability it bounces up. So your best trade is your farthest bull pivot, the one that rescues the market. Your riskiest trade is here. So the one that takes the most risk is the one with the most fat. It's the one that can absorb the most loss. So the 200 would go here, the 50 would go here, and the 10 and 2 would go there. They have the least amount of room to move. So you want them secured at your best pivot. And you attack with your bigger accounts at your riskier trades. Like here, I'm jumping in. It's not a risky trade. It's a pretty sure thing, so I'm jumping in. But in the scenario, I prioritize my accounts that way. Because the ones that are fatter won't blow up throughout the process of selling. They have enough fat to absorb, and they're going to be like the first taste of the market. The ones I jump when I long at the open, I tell you guys I'm longing at the open. I always long at the open with the account with the most fat in it. It's the one that can absorb all of that opening volatility and not blow up, right? Do I have fixed stops when I'm scaling in? I always stop 10 points below the pivot. So here, the stop is going to be at 280, no matter what. And this is hell yeah, dude. Look at this go. Look at her run. I told you guys, man, LP sandwich trade. Don't fuck around there. That's a weird exhaustion candle, though. I usually, I know I'm going to be such a little bitch on this, but I'm going to start taking some profit on that in just a second. If it doesn't, if it turns red, I'm going to close all this out. I hate candles like that. Those little squeeze exhaustion candles. If it keeps going green, I'm going to hold on. Let me hang on to that. Okay, we're good. We're good. Finish the gap, baby. 57, let's go. 57, let's go. Come on. There we go. Not 57, 37, I mean. Run it, run it, run it. I only have 2 contracts though, so this is only up 1,000 each right now. We'll get the rest of the room. We'll close at 55. We'll do a My Fund and Futures giveaway in just a second. Oh, look at that squeeze play. I'm going to tell you guys, the RB trade is the real deal. It's my favorite, one of my favorite setups. And I have a whole, we call it the RB trade because it looks like a sandwich. It's kind of funny. When a bear zone is sandwiched between bull zones, I always jump in on the chase to take it. As a matter of fact, I got to get going with the giveaways. I'm actually going to, I hate exhaustion candles like that. I know I'm going to be a little bitch. I'm going to take profit because I'm a little bitch. Okay, I got 1,000 extra in each of those accounts, fully closed, fully flat now. Let's run a My Fund and Futures giveaway. All right, let me update the P&L. Let me organize my stuff here. There she blows. That's it. So I'm on a 7-week winning streak, guys. It's been quite incredible to go through this. It's been since the first week of September. Since I've had an overall losing day. It's been fucking nuts. I don't even know what that is today. I closed out earlier because I'm just a little bitch. I should hold all the way to the pocket, but I'm being a little bitch. Let's do the giveaway. How much did I make ChatGPT? $32. Dang. Okay. Going for the biggest payout in Funded Next history. Sometime by the end of the month, I should be able to get it. I'm trying to go. I gotta ask him what the highest payout is so I can actually get there. Get that big payout. The big fatty. 159 is the highest payout. Oh, dang. Is that what, so is that with Funded Next or Funded Next Futures? That's the difference. Was that from the Forex side? The future side. So 159. Damn, dude, that target keeps moving bigger and bigger. 159. It was like 100 2 weeks ago. I'm gonna have to ask him. Means I make 318K to get half or just finish up 30 days at full, which I'm gonna finish up 30 days at full. And just take the, but I don't want to take the full balance. That's the thing. I want to have a buffer in there after I take the balance. All right, My Fund and Futures, guys. My Fund and Futures giveaway today. Clean up. Clean up. You got to type it in again, starting now. So for funded next, I'm going for the bigger payouts. I've got a mix of 50K and 100K accounts for funded next. Is it doing it with my funded futures? Okay, all right, YouTube. All right, stop really quick. YouTube hates FU. I think it thinks you guys are spam. So we're gonna try something different. Let's spell it out real quick. How about that? My funded futures. No, YouTube's new release is like really weird. Well, that green spike candle freaked me out and I closed the position, but this is an entry point again to try one more time. Yeah, YouTube is very weird about FU. I think is that they think you're spam, the automatic spam filter or something. All right, so type in my funded futures in one word. See if that works. All right, so I'm giving away the BDH money. 10K to you guys. I'm giving it away before he's even giving it to me. I gotta go. I guess I gotta email them and reach out about the prize money. I was trying to just be polite. Pat's on vacation, man. He's enjoying himself. I'm not gonna make the guy do any work. So I'm taking it easy. All right, we're gonna spin the wheel, you guys. I'm gonna give away 5 scale accounts, 50K scales. I love it. 6,000 payout, 5 days to get your payout, 2 days to pass the eval. No consistency and no DLL once funded. They are fantastic. The scale plans are widely regarded as one of the top prop plans in the industry to begin with. Now that the payout has been increased from $1,500 to $6,000 potential per payout after 5 days. That's pretty incredible setup and plan. My funded futures is our little ranking system that we have here. We rank them as the top prop firm currently right now. And that's also why I took the job on their show, because I think that their offerings are the best value for the best price, for the best return, all around, like an all around, just like an A plus in every category. So it's hard to find a flaw in what my funded futures offers. It's a very, very solid firm. They currently rank as our top prop firm, by the way, and our partners. My funded futures, funded next, and ETF. Those are our top 3. Because their offerings are great. ETF has that banging static account that is industry leading. Funded next has the best quickest payout path, 4 days. And my fund of futures has the best all around value for an end of the day drawdown account, like the best ROI for the cheapest amount of money. So you get to choose. You want a quicker payout on a next. You want the best return on your investment, my fund of futures, or potential ROI. And then you want the quickest, or sorry, the easiest path to pay out. The static ETF is just mind-blowingly great. So that's why I rank those as the 3. So my fund of futures core, I would say probably right now is their best account with the new flex add-on, but the core and scale are both fantastic. Core for the ROI is perfect. Then fund and X wrap and ETF static. These are the top 3 prop accounts, in my opinion, for all around value, and don't really have like a solid second place competitor. They're all pretty damn good. My fund of futures, one word, type it in, baby. Nick Sun, next winner. Nick Sun, good job, good job. All right, that's how many we have. That's 3. All right, I'll do 5 total. 2 more. Technically, I can jump in on the long here one more time. Rocky Mountain Trader. As a YouTube commercial? Oh, that sucks, dude. Sorry about that. The stream is freezing? Are you kidding? Oh, YouTube's been so glitchy lately, man. Rocky Mountain Trader. If it's freezing, I'll wait for like a minute or so. Rocky, you here? All right, got you, bud. You won the contest. Your name was drawn. All right. T4S, Giles, Mick Sun, and Rocky. So there was everybody that won got in. So y'all are good. All right. One more. All right. Do I want to try one more long here? How badly do I want to jump in on this? I'm going to try one more time. One more long trade, one account on these dips here. Circus to get the full LP trade. Pop, drop, support, looking solid. Got a weekly hedge break on some S&P stocks, which are good, and also some NASDAQ stocks. Maybe this runs up and gets us something good. Nvidia broke. Why doesn't it pick your name? It will one day. One day you won't even be looking and you'll look up and then it's picked your name twice in a row. Yeah, so Rocky Mountain, you won the giveaway. That's why I called your name out. Yeah, see you won, buddy. All right. Yeah, you won. So wait, whose name was that just spun the wheel? All right. Whoever just won, type something in chat. I didn't see. I already forgot who it was. Who won? I'm re-rolling. I'm giving you 20 seconds. Circus, are you here? It was Circus. Are you here? Circus! Count to 10. I'm spinning the wheel again. When I spin the wheel, you give up your prize. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Circus. Spinning it. All right. Yeah. Where you at, brother? Hey, brother. Can you come claim your prize or I give to another? AOA trader. Man, I wish they wouldn't put all this damn space at the top of the buy. Like, if I squish it down here, maybe that'll work to put the name under the counter. AI song incoming. That's a good song. Can't ever say no to Avicii remixes. So what I'm giving out, my fun and feature scale accounts. Okay, my friends. AOA Trader. Rocky Mountain Trader. Mixed Sun. Giles. T4S Trading. All right, you guys get to enjoy absolutely fantastic experience of my fun and future scale accounts. 50K scale. That's the end of the contest giveaway. So we'll give away some more later on today. And also my fun TV, come on over. Claim your prize. Go to the Discord. Link is in the description. Go to the contest channel. Locate an admin named Slacks. Slacks will hook you up. Send him a message with your YouTube ID. Take a screenshot of it. He's going to ask for proof. Have an account with My Fun and Futures already. Tell him the email that you have associated with that account, and we'll hook you up with the instructions on how to claim your free accounts. You need this, bro? You don't even know? There you go, man. I'm so glad to help you out. 6K Flex will be the add-on. Yeah, it's an add-on to these accounts, so it's a free add-on. Free add-on for now. I'm assuming, I don't know if it's going to be free for the longest time. Maybe they might make it a paid add-on. But it's free for now, so which is kind of nice. All right. Now I want to listen to some Avicii. Hey, brother. Isn't that crazy when he came out with that new album and people were like so hypercritical of him and he was depressed for years because of it and obsessed with social media and like people's, like they didn't understand that he was like rewriting the genre. Now everybody sounds like Avicii, but like the first time they heard like the Hey Brothers song, people were like, what the hell is this? This ain't levels. I don't get it. Nah, man. He set a new standard, and years later, it's like they gave him so much crap for what was it at Coachella or something, right? I can't remember, but the first time he played all the songs from the new album, people were like almost like booing it. The documentary went over it. It was kind of crazy. The bassist for Limp Bizkit died? Are you kidding? No, I didn't know that. Who was the bassist for Limp Bizkit? Sam Rivers? Oh. I didn't know that. Even though it's like crazy pop music, Limp Bizkit is like a very talented, like Wes Borland is like one of the better guitar players of that generation of guitarists in rock music. Extremely talented, and he ended up and Limp Bizkit wasn't bad music either. He's super talented. Sam, Ace Frehley died too? Yeah, I heard about that. Yeah, like their music was actually pretty good, despite it, like the genre is not everybody's favorite. It was kind of like you know, bubblegum pop rap rock kind of thing. The actual musicians were really talented. Yeah, Wes Borland's like super underrated. I always thought he was one of the better guitar players, like of that kind of generation. Him and Tom Areo, and like, you know, some really good ones actually stood out in the 90s. Bears and bottom Nasdaq, looking for it right now. All-time highs incoming. Not today, but it's very possible. I think today we are limited. Sort of like in this 360 area. Nasdaq I think is about as good as it gets. If we do get the LP, which I'm gonna take some trades on right now. Oh, I gotta check on something real quick. Okay. Just double checking here. Okay, yeah, let me get something here. Okay. All right, this one right here. I love LPs, man. All right, come on, run it. Give me that LP, baby. I got my funded TV in 5 minutes. Dang it. Come on. Get some trading in here. Yeah, I don't care about the daily volume. I don't really look at that. That kind of stuff is not really part of my technique. Like overall volume, not really. All right, guys. I'll see y'all in a little bit. I got to go to my funded TV, run my lunch money with Matt special. You guys know how it goes. Lunch money with Matt. Do tons of giveaways there. I love it. I have an hour-long segment in my funded TV. I would love for you guys to tune in, support that channel, be there. Here's the link, friends. KL, you need to also connect the futures data feed. Get with Slacks if you need information, or go to the AI bot on the website to walk you through it. You need to connect a brokerage account via CQG to get futures data from. We don't sell futures data, only equities data. You need equities data to power your liquidity maps and resilience. You need futures data to get futures to show up on the charts. You have to get that data feed separate. Usually here people use AMP brokerage, and they buy the data from AMP. It's like 10 or 11 bucks a month, something like that, 12 bucks. Yes, sir. And again, I'll answer your question later in the afternoon stream if you need more help. But a million people in chat will walk you through it. Just jump into YouTube, brother. All right, guys, we'll see you later. I'm Audi, 30K day. Maybe this LP trade will hold. Let's see. Jump on My Funded TV. Support us over there if you guys don't mind.